up, I did. The pavement had the 70s, 90s street. Oh, join the streaming of a circle of Klingons. Oh, let the stream dictate. We talk about everything that has squirrels in, for squirrels' sake.
Gravy and state laws,
Just having fun.
we get heated.
So many crimes and a bunch of
Saturday stream with
Dadman and friends. Join the Saturday stream. Squirrel, hello, Mom.
Saturday squirrel fun.
Only way
Join the stream Saturday.
with Dadman. Whoa. Sat night.
Hey, a squirrel or Saturday night with Dad.
Man, come on, dance and join our
Sat night. Hey, a squirrel or Saturday night with Dad.
man. Come on, dance and join us.
Well, hello everybody. Dadman Walking 55 coming to you live. Yes, I do exist. Yes, it's been a quiet week. It has been a week of, I don't know, all kinds of crazy stuff this week around here, life and everything else. But hey, we have survived. We've made it to another weekend and another wonderful Saturday night, and we'll see what comes up, comes out, and everything else. So, but tonight it's just like Dadman and Friend tonight. So we'll see, because I tell you what, it's been everybody this week between computer problems, my wife's out of town, life issues. It's been people moving and their furniture still not with them. It's like crazy. But Jeff, how are you? Because you nearly didn't make it. Because we were supposed to stream last night originally. But hey, how are you doing tonight?
Fair and, well, better than I was yesterday. We ended up canceling the stream, and then lo and behold, my body decided that now was a perfect time to get a horrible flu. So I'm on the mend. So so it will be kind of a bit more of a laid back day for me. So after this, I'm going to probably take a nap.
Oh, I don't blame you. I'm probably going to bed soon. I'd have to be with my mom tomorrow and taking care of that. But yeah, it's like I tell you, it's been a draining week. I'm there with you for the nap. I had one a little while ago watching soccer, just kind of laying on the couch, just Then I woke up and Brazil scored, and that woke me up. But it's a lot of fun. Glad to have you with me tonight, Jeff. You never know if people may pop in at some point. We shall see, folks. This is a squirrel stream, so we have a few ideas about what to talk to, but you never know. If y'all say get on the right thing in the chat, we may always take you up on to talk about it. Except Darth Maul. You have been warned. No Darth Maul this week. I had plenty of roasting last week, and we had plenty of Darth Maul memes. None this week. So, all right.
Darn, that I missed last week then.
Yes. Well, I tell you what, go back and watch it. It was definitely interesting. So, what is definitely interesting is got these people here in, folks. I've put the tweet out. Please feel free, share the tweet out if you don't mind, and just see where this goes. We're not sure how long we will go tonight, but we will definitely at least go for an hour. But everybody that's here, we appreciate you here. Leading off by Buddy Hepburn. Howdy, buddy. Good to see you tonight. Hopefully you're doing well. Of course, Jeff, who is with us. You're here with us, right, Jeff?
I sure hope so.
Okay.
This is another fever dream.
Now, are your AI sitting there, or your synthetic persons? No. As Buddy said, please hit the like, subscribe buttons. We appreciate it. We got one more sub that we got yesterday. So we're at 777. We're keeping the misses at bay so far. And Fallout Dave's here. Dave, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, Dave, it's been a long week around here and a lot of personal stuff. So life actually influenced a lot of the streaming and no streaming and things like that. And like I said, everybody. It's like this week, everybody's had things happen, and it's been a challenging week. But hey, we live and we move on and we keep going. So, yeah, buddy, I have Haiti, Scotland on right now. What if Haiti won that game? That would be the Scots would. I don't know. We might have riots in Scotland, my friend.
That would be a very bad thing for a Scottish pride, but you can bet that it will make them terrifying in future competitions.
Yep. And no,
You can beat a Scotsman once, but beware for his counter strike.
Oh yeah. I'd never trust a person in a kilt. So I'm kidding, folks. Or a man in a dress. Okay, there you go. How about that? Okay. Buddy said Darth Maul became Darth Small. He's not half the alien he used to be. And Gap, good to see you tonight, Gap. How are you doing? And hello back to you, Gap. And yeah, beware his skirt. Exactly. Not the Ides of March you gotta worry about. You gotta worry about that kilt, that skirt. So anyway, make sure you got all messages on. I'm doing that right now because I realized YouTube still, they've done nothing but try to make things more difficult from the use side, and then of course taking subs and stuff like that all the time, but just having to flip between top messages and all messages. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's it going? Because I've heard Clownfish TV has talked about the future with the new owner, the new CEO of YouTube, and kind of like maybe it's more tied into Hollywood. You'd have to watch them for the specifics, but I don't know. It just seems like YouTube. I think the basic premise from them and with a lot of people is that YouTube is not what it was when it started out. And with the pandemic and people just come out and stream, and it just seems like it's all changing and maybe tied in with Hollywood and all.
I think it has more to be tied in with the tech elites. It's they learned early on that YouTube is becoming more powerful than cable, and I think they're starting to realize that they're a little late to try and put up their safeguards, and that it's a little hard to try and, well, how should we say, protect the masses from ideas that come from random channels, like someone with a weird name like Dadman Walking 55.
Who runs around as a pink unicorn playing Fortnite, yes.
Yeah, precisely.
Exactly.
So you have to clamp down on those people because those people are dangerous because they're real people.
Yep. And I will tell you,
I hate to put it that way, but they do fear real people more than anyone else.
Oh yeah, exactly. The false fronts, the fake, the facades, all do that. But real quick, I want to catch up with you real quick. Buddy says that man wearing his baggy shorts and New Balance dad shows with long socks. Yes. And Sashi, hey Sashi, good to see you. What issues you got against guys in dresses? None, but it was fun. But good to see you, Sashi, tonight. But yeah, to that point is, I mean, you look at the whole thing with the 2020. I'll refer it always to 2020 and look at how they were so censoring. And I agree. Anytime we come, even though we're amateurs and all, we still bear the weight of what we say and what we put out there. And it's a responsibility. And you should put out accurate information and good information. For me personally, it's like I love hurricanes. I love weather like that. I like to do more talking about hurricanes, but I also understand I'm not a professional meteorologist. I understand that I don't do it for a living. I don't understand the science. I just like to track and get the information out. I'm always saying, go to the weather service, go to these sites with it. But if you're not careful, you could be one of those sites that just panic everybody, with something. But like what we see,
doesn't the Weather Channel already do that?
Right, you're talking about the man standing up about to be blown over, and Grandma's walking with her walker right behind him.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You're right with that. Oh my gosh, my wife has got many stories about the news media with that. The fake. They shoot it. They do the interview, and then they shoot these serious shots and stuff. It was just crazy. But like the whole stuff with 2020, and then what we're finding out 6 years later, a lot of that early information was right. And it's like we censored and shut people down instead of having a public debate. And a lot of people say, like, this is, and unlike in the revolution, America's celebrating 250 years coming up very soon. What was it? Free speech. It was a public arena, the public square. Well, online media, whether you like it or not, is the modern public square. And, you should be able to get opinions out there, get information out there. Now you bear the responsibility with communicating. Free speech doesn't mean you're free of consequences. And I think sometimes that's where we lose that understanding in because some people, I think, believe I can say whatever I want. You can't stop me. Well, technically, the First Amendment's about government's restriction, not a private entity. I'm going all over the place, Jeff. What do you think?
So, you're right. In the early days of the American experiment, there was a bunch of slanderous tabloids that were put out against politicians. They were openly false. They were openly slanderous, but it was making people's opinions shift. And they said, this is ridiculous. Why did we ever put this amendment in there? And I believe it was Adams that really started to say, this has gotten out of hand. This was not what the First Amendment was supposed to do. And it was like living with the consequences of they had such a bad taste in their mouth from having to deal with the British Empire that they're like, hey, maybe we should go in the complete opposite direction. There's been pros to it, there's been cons to it, but even early on, they knew that you can't stamp out other people's opinions, even if it's necessarily wrong. But in more recent years, we're starting to realize there is still a penalty that gets paid. If I tell everyone to go out and for the betterment of your health, you need to sprinkle a little bit of steel shavings onto your food to help increase your iron levels, well, that you won't hear about the kind of the negative fallout for maybe months or years. Right. And then you have all these people passing away and they're like, what was going on? You can't have someone going out and openly lying and harming people. And so, yes, we as a modern society are starting to realize, people have gotten pretty diabolical in what they're willing to go to in order to push a message or to create slander. And so, we do have to be extra careful. But then our tech elites go in the exact opposite direction. They want to have us crack down on everything out of fear of, I don't know, maybe lawyers or maybe just the fact that they're losing control, any number of things.
Let me say hello to Deeple. Deeple, ahoy to the state of Ohio up there. How are you tonight? We are under 90 days before the start of college football season. So, yes, and Dave, that's a thing is that you got the drug companies. See, one of the things that has happened is too about you used to not have drug commercials on TV, and it's so blah 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 on side effects and death and it's just like, hey, all these pictured living life and all, and then you see death or vomiting. I just not vomiting is minor compared to anything, but it's just like we got that, but we got to ban cigarettes. Cigarettes are still a legal product in this country. They are what made NASCAR. How the heck can you watch NASCAR without the good old Marlboro car? And stuff like that. But we still have the Busch car or something. We'll do it with alcohol, but and that's kind of a side tangent. But in a way, we're kind of talking about media and what's allowed in the media these days. And it's so funny. It's like selective moralism. What we determine is good for you. It's all Demolition Man. What we determine is good for you, we allow what we determine bad is bad, and we want to act like it's never here. Because I don't smoke. The one time I chewed tobacco, I regretted it for the rest of my life. But it's like, it's just hypocrisy. And I'm about to talk about another example of that that's come in here with the World Cup in a second, Jeff. But it just, I don't know. What do you think with moralism? Because you talk about the tech elites, and I'm sure they'll get us with some algorithm on it, but whatever happens. But it's like you said, we got all the elites. We got the tech elites, we got the medical elites, we got all kind of elites.
One of the temptations that I'm glad few folks ever have to deal with, and I've told this on my streams constantly, the one temptation that we have been spared as being common folk is the temptation of power.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people who have that temptation of power, and something triggers them. You can see it in their eyes. And there was one guy that I saw years ago who was like the epitome of this. It went to his head, just a little bit of power, and it just catapulted him off. And he took his company, he basically burned it to the ground in order to get extra cash. And with that extra cash, he was buying people out. He was trying to position himself. And the whole time, it was like nothing else in the world mattered to him. And I think our tech elites, I think that they have had this temptation of power suddenly come knocking at their door. We think that the temptation of drugs is powerful. We think the temptation of immoral or debaucherous living is strong. That's nothing compared to the temptation of power. The idea of that I get to dictate what someone else does. It is very, very powerful, and honestly kind of gets a lot of people into that like godlike mentality. I can make people do this. And I think our tech elites back in I want to say it was maybe the 80s or the 90s when they started to get wind that this was possible. They started like laying the framework for how this sort of stuff would start happening. Then in the early 2000s, they tried to implement it. People started to realize what was going on, and then they cracked down again. Each couple of years, they cracked down even harder as people start to realize what's going on.
Yeah.
The pandemic being a perfect example of what happens when they start to lose control. The narrative slips, and the whole system starts to crumble, and their temptation of power starts to devolve, and you see how nasty these people are underneath.
Right. And see, the biggest problem we had with that, and we're not going to focus on that, folks, specifically, we're talking more in terms of the media. It's like you couldn't comment online anywhere about it. Even if you had facts or whatever else, it was the move to silence anything that was asking questions. I know I got it grief from everybody in real life. It's like, look, I got questions. I'm an auditor. It's what I do. I don't want anybody, I mean, because, if you're afraid to answer a question or put up with challenging questions, then it's not a debate. You're not really for science, is following the truth and stuff like that. And I tell you, academic freedom on college campuses is a thing. You don't dare say what you really think because you're supposed to parrot back what they want you to say. My kid told me that. One time we had a big thing is I'm like, I'm getting frustrated at work with these new people, younger people, and I'm like telling my kid, I wanted to. This one guy one day said in my face, "Well, it's your job to teach me how to do my job," and I wanted to say, "But I can't teach you how to think." I didn't because HR would probably be involved. But my kid said, "Dad, they don't come out of college to think anymore. They caught into parroting certain lines, and especially if there's emotionalism, it could be about the environment, cars, anything else. And if you dare question it, it's like, well, how dare you, or whatever. Or it just, I don't know. It just, and that's the one problem with this is I understand responsibility, and streamers can sometimes come up with the most garbage things there. You've seen it, Jeff. You've been around it. And it is. But they should bear the responsibility for it. And you know what? If it's your platform, you police it. You don't sit here with a 100% ban on a topic, because if you're supposed to be the town square, if you want people involved, then, well, you monitor it. And then have the, the media, like you said, the media is really control and what you do. And they do the narrative. You worked in media. My wife worked in media. She's seen the behind the scenes. Sometimes it slips out on air like Weather Channel in a hurricane, but that's a minor innocent thing. But she's told me about interviews that when they were done were like just so soft, but then when they edited it, it looked like they were grilling somebody to that. They it was a smoke and mirrors.
It's like living. I like to kind of to think of it like this: the people who are at the top are living in their version of Disneyland. They're living in a created world that doesn't really exist. It's something that they've made of their own intellect or their own money, and they are certain that they can basically curate the world to reflect this view that they have. Problem is, human beings are not so easily made to participate in something like that. So you can make a little campus, kind of like a school or a business, where everything is kind of consolidated, everything's under control. Good luck trying to get the people outside of those walls to cooperate with you. It's near impossible. Human beings are a bit too free thinking, and so. Right. But if all you know is this world of control, then everybody else starts to look like the villain to you, and so it doesn't really matter what you're saying. It could be about something that's health related. It could be something that's food related. It could be something that is sports related. And you better not have that opinion, because you're angering the person who is used to having the whole world within their own area of control. And so I look at these tech elites and think, it's not hard to envision these people sitting behind their little ivory towers and just thinking, why is the world not thinking the way that I do? I've given them all the resources. They should see the world as I see it at this point. And then they go out and they see people protesting them. They see people making fun of them in memes. Elon Musk is a good example. There's a lot of people that love him. There's a ton of people that hate him. Yeah. And he's earned both of it. He's been great. He's also been terrible. But he's at least kind of rolled with it. Other people can't roll with it. And it makes them even more angry.
Well, he's got enough assets; he can kind of roll with it. Who's going to stop? He's so big. He actually bought the platform that caused a lot of the problems in debate. Now, what he's doing with it now is still up to debate, because X is still very inconsistent with its own AI and stuff and its own monitoring. But Sashi said he had junior staff had a degree in statistics, couldn't calculate 20% of 400 without a calculator. Yeah, I know. And then Gap said free thinking. That's the thing. That's what it made it. Is about independent thought, scientific method. I mean, even things like the scientific method are being moralized now. Well, you're not allowed to think like that. Or well, let's keep changing our research to fit our hypothesis, and instead of accepting the results and changing and, like I said, following the science, the phrase that we got beat up with. Well, no, we don't like our conclusions. We don't like what the evidence is saying. We just keep doing what we want to till we get the answer we want.
When I was at college back in 2008 to 2013, yes, I was a fifth year. That was like the first wave of that hitting. I got home after the first year of college, and I really do believe 2008 was the tipping point for this. The groundwork was laid in 2005. 2008 was when it really started to become like routine. I got home after my first semester, and I was like, there's something off about college. Everything I was told about it is wrong. They do not like ideas being challenged. They don't like
exactly
people, offering questions. I got in serious trouble because I questioned a professor, and I ended up dealing with months worth of internal investigations and closed door meetings so they could try and figure out what was wrong. And then it turned out it was a professor trying to take advantage of a new student in order to get a promotion. And because this person was a protected class, I'll just put it like that, they were promoted, and I was told, please leave the school. Of which I said, okay, I guess while I'm leaving the school, and they said, by the way, we do want to give, because once the professor got what they wanted, they lashed out, and then their eyes got big, and they had the person leave the room, and they came back and said, "We are so sorry. We just realized what was going on here."
Yeah.
But that was the thing. For that was my very first experience at college. I got back and told family members, like, that can't be, that that's exaggerating. The following years at my new school, I basically found a proof that that's how they also were operating. So I am very much against college, have been for ever since I first started attending. But it's because I want people to ask questions. And right now, where's the one platform that people are constantly asking questions? It's YouTube.
Right. Right. And look all the channels are getting deplatformed, revoked, or, I mean, monetization is a big enough problem, but it's, some are just getting flat out deplatformed just for, reuse content and other stuff, just, and you're like, or unoriginal content. And I don't know. It's just crazy. But, Gap said, well put, but yeah. Oh yeah. Sashi's right. Because of our current system, no one will come up with ideas like the anti-tank Vespa. Hey, let the mouse do it. Let the mouse do it, because they gave us the Vespa squad in Boba Fett. By the way, Jeff and I are planning on having that second part of that stream in the hopeful near future. Well, one of the things I wanted to talk.
It's becoming an infamous stream at this point.
Yeah, I know. We're just dragging them all out. We're just keeping them.
That will build up the anticipation. So when it does happen, you're going to have a massive crowd for it.
Exactly. Like Connie Cleary's here. Hey, Connie, good to see you tonight. And I did say hi. I thought I said hi to you, Deeple. I forgot if I did, but hey, it's been a long week. I forget, but great to have all y'all here tonight. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Only 23 more from 800. So hopefully we can get that. Okay. You were not here at the beginning of the stream, but no, there is no Darth Maul this week because I put up with it last week and all good natured and got harassed I got roasted. I asked for it. It was wonderful. All kind of Darth Maul memes. Jeff has got to go back and watch the show, but no Darth Maul this week. No Darth Maul, at least roasting anyway. Oh my gosh. But one of the things I was going to talk about, because of media, your experience with media specifically, and we laid this groundwork for about 28 minutes. I know you're not in the sports or FIFA the World Cup right now, but in the very first match, it was noticed they had, quote, hydration breaks.
I like hydration.
Well, if you're familiar with the way soccer's played, you have two halves, 45-minute halves, and then any extra time for stoppages. But there's no break. You're going the whole time, and the clock keeps running. Well, now they've put in this, and apparently when Fox did not come back in time and they had started the game, or they had to hold it up for Fox running commercials, and it's really made the whole football world, the soccer world, mad. And it's a worldwide issue because people are griping and complaining that you're changing the game. All for the Fox elites or for advertising dollars. You got Telemundo and Peacock and others saying, hey, we don't do it. I mean, they got some things up around the screen, but they're like, hey, we're not running commercials like this main network is. And I kind of wanted to hit to the broader topic about the elites and how money runs and rules everything. This is every 4 years, it's like the Olympics. And this game, it's not like the Olympics where you're used to having commercial breaks. People understand. You've changed the game. I mean, I was watching it with our great friend Anna the other night, the game. She's like, what the hell is this? You don't have water breaks. You're supposed to be in shape playing, no water breaks. And then as I hit Twitter after the game, Twitter's afire with these stories, But Jeff, let's hit the point with that. We got a 4-year event the world looks to, an American network's running it and running commercials, changing the structure of the game. Is this another case of money ruling the event?
When I was in television, one of the things I've noticed, that I was noticing around there, first off, if your advertising meant that your product was crap, that was the first thing. The second thing is you had 10 minutes delegated to every half hour for advertisements. When the TV station wanted to make more money, they would try and cram in even more. They would make sure to cut into a show, and everything had to be timed perfectly. And if it didn't, well, then that just gave them more arguments to just use more advertisements to help fill the void or to kind of offset those numbers. But during the evening, they would sometimes take whole hours that they would just remove a show and just fill it in with advertisements to say that they showed the advertisements. Well, who's going to be watching it? People that fell asleep at their television.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else.
Right.
Middle of the night, no one's going to care. No one's going to know or care. And unfortunately, when you come to sports, they know everybody's watching. The cost is going to be through the roof. So if they can make an excuse to, like water, to play an extra ad, you just made a couple extra $1,000, and that compounds. Mm-hmm. And it's not a small amount. We're talking that by the end of the show, you probably made a couple 100,000, if not millions.
Right.
So I do think that money's involved, but there's also one other thing. In the world of media, they have learned in the last couple of years to have a buffer time. Kind of like how right now there is a delay between what you and I are recording right now and what the audience is seeing by about 3 seconds or so, 3-4 seconds, at worst, mm-hmm. 10 seconds. So in the world of media, though, that's a really good thing. You want to increase that percentage because if something goes wrong, you can cut it out and nobody is the wiser. Advertisements help to cover that up. They help to stretch out that time frame. So I think there's multiple aspects to it. One, I think it's money. And two, I think they were trying to get that buffer time up. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just this case, though, you're affecting a worldwide event and how it's played. That's what amazes me. It's not just, because I know Deeple would put in here, and Deeple's talked about another league that actually has the hydration breaks. But this one is, I don't even like it in American sports. I'm one that also does not like these lightning delays just because there's lightning within 5 miles. I mean, we used to play games through severe weather and through severe storms, but that's a different debate for a different day. But the whole thing with soccer is you're supposed to be in condition where you're running for 45 minutes before you get a break, and then that's just the way the game's played. And now having these that's where I think a lot of the debate and the unhappiness is. They're using player safety in quotes as a reason to sneak commercials in. So, and Deeple's not a fan. Hey, it's okay. I got into it because I do like watching it. I'm watching it with a friend. That's what's making it good. And the U.S. scored 4 goals last night. That's like a world record for the U.S. But Jeff, you got a question. Gab asked if you can or want to say, what did you do in TV?
I worked in what has become my least favorite industry, advertising.
Oh.
Yes. So guess why I know a bit about advertising? Because I was making those stupid commercials that would be airing, and some of them still air up here in Alaska. I've gone by local businesses, and they'll be playing the local TV station, and I'll still see occasionally one of the advertisements that I made.
Yeah, I get you. I've never. Sorry, Jeff. I'm the accountant that just rolls my eyes at the marketing people. I mean, you're a good one. I know you'd be a good one, but it's like, oh, well, this and this and this, and it's like, you just roll your head like, you want us to spend money for what? But I know you don't.
That's why I said if you're advertising, your product is probably trash.
Exactly. Let the product speak for itself. Deeple has not watched any games yet. Probably won't. I tell you what, the U.S. this time maybe, and I'm planning on talking a little bit more about it on Tuesday, but the U.S. really looked good last night. It could be worth the watch just following USA on this one. But, it also helps to have a friend that's really into football. Like I said the other night, I watched a game with Anna. It was a lot of fun. I would tell you, when you watch or do any event with somebody that's passionate about it or that they like it. You can learn a lot. It makes it a lot more fun and make them interesting. Make it interesting. Oh, hey. Gap says, Jeff, I used to make sure those commercials you made ran, and if they didn't run, we'd have to do the makeup. Gap, let me ask you, did you work in master control or engineering in a television station? Because that sounds exactly like something my wife would say. So, I'm just
If so,
curious
I know
about
that position, and you have my sympathy.
Oh gosh, you got to talk to Mrs. about that sometime because she actually beat her wedding dress while running at Master Control many times. But it's like you got to do this. It's like you just sit there. I mean, you just sit there and make sure things run. But of course, if it doesn't run, you got to all panic and you got to make sure everything else is running. And yeah, yeah. Gap said he doesn't do it anymore. Drove you crazy. Yeah, Gap. But I'm curious. Were you in engineering and television? I'm just curious because you sound like my wife. Although Sashi says my father is currently watching a game on TV. Huh, that's cool. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Deeple said, "Oh yeah, I watch the games. When I'm with my brother, who's a big soccer football fan. His friend, my associate, who's a degenerate gambler. I'm there to eat wings and pride that vibe. There you go, Deeple. There you go. Eat the wings. Yep. And then, hey, one good thing is you can make any comment you want and see if you can make everybody mad or make them happy, whichever you want to do. But yeah, it's definitely. I get in with the World Cup about the national pride stuff though. That's where it goes. I mean, we may actually be good this year. So although Haiti, Scotland, 34 minutes. Oh, Scotland leads 1-0 at least. But man, we talked a lot of soccer. But the whole point with this water break thing that came in is, I think it's a problem, especially with American media imposing its will on the world, and that's why more people, not Americans, are not necessarily reacting about it, but especially people around the world. You look at the X accounts and stuff; they're reacting to two things. One, the water breaks now to run commercials in, which is not part of the game, it never was. And then two, they have this game, Scotland and Haiti is at 9:38. Say if you're in the UK, it's already 2:38 in the morning. There is a game at midnight that would be 5 a.m. Now, true, they don't, when it happens overseas, they really don't consider our time zones either. But I mean, this is the case. Fox did not have the first game on today till 3 o'clock. Why not start at noon? And that's even for American viewers. What a lot of American viewers on the East Coast don't want to watch a game at midnight. A lot of people are trying to go to bed.
Yeah, well, one of the things that I've noticed with sports, what it was like during the 90s, early 2000s, and now, is that there was a lot more commentary back when they were doing breaks. They would be saying, "Hey, let's go over like what's going on in their minds. Let's go down and interview somebody." They were filling it in with the event, and so if you're filling it in with advertisements, sure, you're making a whole lot of money. You're definitely not making people happy. You're going to push more people to seek out ad blockers.
Yeah,
and I have as many ad blockers as I can get. I refuse to do any advertisements. And if I do get forced to, I try and make it as insufferable for those people as possible.
No, I get you. Yeah, okay. Thanks, people, for that. Qatar and Brazil. See, I had not watched the last two because of the time zone issues, but I don't like it. This is the first time I'm aware of it. I would have hated it back then. I'd still be complaining about it because it's not. And the first time I've seen a water break, though, Deeple, was in high school football. I mean, in our American football, there's no need for the official, like, half the period water break because players are always rotating in and out or their timeouts and other stuff. But so to me, the only time I've seen the water break was in America. But for soccer, I don't, even if they've done it before, I'd still complain about it because you're supposed to run. It's not the way the game was invented. And see, I'm an old school person with all my sports. I don't want changes. Major League Baseball, I can't watch anymore because some pitch clocks, batter clock, just all that stuff. But then again, I'm not trying to turn this into a sports show, but I was just curious, Jeff, your thoughts with media and because this has really caused an uproar in the soccer world or football world. The fact that a network is actually going away and showing commercials in that period. But then
You're
again,
probably not going to see it getting any better, unfortunately.
mhm.
Have you been paying any attention to the departure from Windows that Europe is having?
I have heard about that because of another streamer that has talked about that because they're looking at Linux and other things, and they personally are going to Linux and other things too. But yes, I have heard that there are a lot of people seeking to get away from Windows, which has been allowed to pretty much have a monopoly because you've got to have Windows on almost everything you do. So yeah, Windows is in Microsoft, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this situation is kind of like I think it's what happens when a tech company or media or whatnot overplays their hand.
Hmm.
People are willing to live with so much abuse,
Right.
and you don't know where somebody's breaking point is. Uh,
Mhm.
One of the things that not a lot of people like to think about in the younger generation, but TikTok is a breaking point for a lot of people because it is a very intrusive, very nefarious application,
Okay,
and it
explain
was
that.
even worse back in the day.
Explain that a little bit further for me. Why is it intrusive and nefarious? Because a lot of the TikToks I see are just maybe people doing selfie stuff and doing little funny things and all. But specifically, in what regard do you mean with that?
So when it was made, there was it was kind of I don't even think they were planning on how to use it in a nefarious way. Maybe they were. I don't really know. But when TikTok really started to come into prominence, they noticed that people could very easily be swayed if they fill their feed. Kind of similar to what YouTube Shorts has become or Instagram videos, whatnot. They realized that if you get this constant feed, you can get people to start to react and kind of turn off their thinking. And so they were able to brainwash a lot of people. And I know a lot of people don't like to think about this aspect of it because it's like, I'm not brainwashed. I'm a smart thinker and things like that. But there's a lot of things where people didn't realize that they were actually being programmed by the CCP at the time. Nowadays, it's debatable. Is it the CCP controlling us or is it U.S. companies? I don't know. But right now, there is this sort of mentality that as you're swiping, you are getting inundated with things. Now, sure, was there some things that were allowed on TikTok that weren't allowed on other platforms? Yes. But the number of things that they clamped down on were even more so than all the other American companies combined, because it was all about trying to be dismantling to the West and raise up the CCP. It was pretty egregious. That was what was going on. And they would start to target people. There were some people, they were also using their TikTok to hunt them down. So if you had any sort of Chinese ancestry, they would target you. And then eventually they would call you and say, you should come back to the homeland. You've never been to China in your life. And suddenly you're getting contacted by this person over in China saying you should come back to the homeland because you have Chinese blood in you. And they were targeting people in that way. They used TikTok also to crack down on people in places like Hong Kong when there's a bunch of protests. And then a lot of people disappeared.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is thanks to the app. So that's what I mean by it,
Okay.
you can push people so far with an application like that. Now, yes, American companies are kind of doing the same sort of thing. One difference, we don't have the CCP government. But if that were to flip, then suddenly it could be a very horrible weapon. And a lot of nations over in Europe are starting to realize, dang, we're in a bit of a bind if someone were to flip the switch on us.
Right.
And so Windows has crossed the line for them. Television's kind of crossed the line for them. Facebook has crossed the line. And so you're seeing this dividing of cultures that is taking place. The digital world is no longer the Wild West. We're now starting to realize we have to have some sort of protection in our digital spaces in terms of our nations.
Right. Well, Sashi, hopefully you make it back to you can tune in when you're at work. But good to see you. Thank you. Because he also said we used to think Clippy was bad, and he said Apple products are not an option over here, way too expensive. Yeah, that's what happens. All the alternatives, the few that are there, are not either practical and supported by main programming, or that's the whole Linux problem, or just priced out of the market there. Gap said Microsoft made me switch to Apple products. Yeah. Boo, work sucks. I agree, Deeple. I agree. But because see, all governments use pretty much Windows. Everybody does it. You buy your Lenovo computers, and you got Microsoft as operating system, which Microsoft can even screw up a space flight. Because I'm sitting there at 2 o'clock in the morning. I swear, if Anna and I had not listened to it ourselves, that they're ready to do a firing to do a final approach to the moon, and they're having to reboot everything, and the hold up is a Microsoft Outlook application update.
Yep, precisely.
Like what?
But it's that same sort of idea that you can have a company that gets so kind of complacent with the idea they can just push things upon people, and then eventually the people say enough is enough. Kind of like TikTok really started to lose favor after the Hong Kong crackdown that took place. We still don't know the casualties as a result of that. But you will see things like that where a lot of people say enough is enough.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people that are watching FIFA, to kind of bring this all back around, they're watching advertisements. How many of them are going to say, okay, now we want to have our own broadcasters doing this only?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah, look, Telemundo's made it public. We're not running the commercials. We're just staying with the action and the game, and they're talking and stuff. Heck, I even saw somebody tweet out today that how they might as well watch the Spanish broadcasts. The announcers have more passion and excitement than the American announcers, and I agree because I got Peacock still, and I'm able to watch every game. It's all in Spanish though, but it actually was kind of fun. But all I know is go. And he keeps going with that. I took 4 years of Spanish, so I'm occasionally picking up a few words here and there that I know of. But oh man, well, if Gap said that it was a fascinating discussion tonight. But any other thoughts on this? We'll move on. Find something else to. Yeah, I agree. Spanish have always been a better broadcast, especially in soccer. I probably know a Super Bowl if you listen to one of theirs. But any other thoughts you want to finish? We kind of tie up on this subject?
The last thing that I'll say about this and pushing people too far is that there's a lot of things to criticize Europe for. There's a lot of things that Europe does that's kind of like weird and kind of backwards, but you can never fault them for pushing policy and actually making it stick. Europe is like the tech giants' worst nightmare, because those people would rather do away with the product than bend the knee. And so then tech companies start to freak out whenever that happens. I kind of am guessing some policies are going to come down if this water situation gets any worse. And then FIFA's going to be all upset at the U.S. And the U.S. is going to say, we did nothing wrong. And the whole world's going to say, yes, you did. And it's going to just be a bit of embitterment. And then U.S. people will benefit from it because they'll get rid of the advertisements. And it's all going to be because the Europeans probably just said, enough is enough.
Right. And I tell you, I've had some personal discussions with people overseas, and they're not happy with Americans, and a lot of reasons for that, because that attitude is, how far do you push us? How far do you have to, put us down, and then at what point do they snap back? What point do they respond? And that's, like I said, I'm not trying to get too heavy, but that's a very good point, because we think it's just as us individuals, but heck, it's people what they feel with the U.S. Not just that, hell, within the U.S. There's some people within the U.S. about other states, like the South versus the California, or the South versus New York. Many of those issues that were present at the Civil War still exist in this day. Of who are you to tell me what is right, what's wrong? Who are you to legislate what we do down here? And we're not trying to get political and all, folks. So just using this to illustrate the point. Don't focus on either Europeans or this person or that person. Your point is, at some point, people get tired of getting pushed, and they will draw the line in the sand. And that's when it all gets ugly. But hey, well, we got Jeff here tonight. We're 50 minutes in, so folks, it'll probably be a shorter show than usual. So Jeff can relax and get some health back, and then I, recover a little bit. But hey, we got some memes here tonight. We can hit this a little bit with you folks. So tell us what you think with these. Of course, here's the first one: Deja vu. When you know you've experienced this bullshit before.
Unique.
Very unique. Definitely apropos for work and streaming and anything else. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, see, we got some good squirrel ones in here tonight, folks. I used to think drinking coffee was bad for me, so I gave up thinking.
I kind of have a feeling like that actually applies to a lot of people in our day and age.
Oh, yeah. I know some people that can't survive without their coffee. They got to have that coffee. And if they don't get that coffee, it's not a pretty sight. I know. I actually, speak of that, I got to make my mom some coffee in the morning because she apparently doesn't drink it as much anymore. But she used to have to get that with a little bit of cream. I always like making fun of my dad. Because see, I always and to this day drink coffee like my granddad, black. He's a former sailor, Marine, all that, CB, all that. And I'm like, he drank his coffee black and strong, and that's the way I want to drink my coffee. My dad was weaker than my mom. Not only did he put more cream in it, he also put sugar in it. I'm like, man up, Dad.
Quite the change from the military black cup of Joe.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, Dad, your own dad was like black coffee. I gave my dad crap for that, but yeah. Still the Deja vu one. Yeah, that one. That's a good one. Definitely, you'll find it out on Twitter very easily, people. But yeah, all right. So we got. Go ahead.
Something I never quite understood is the people that need. That absolutely need coffee. And I was like, oh, I mean, it tastes good, but it's not like anything shocking. And then I found out like a couple years later that I'm immune to caffeine, or basically. So, So having coffee is just a flavor thing rather than like something that's actually going to help you. Because I can have caffeine and it doesn't keep me up at all.
So I can do that with my. I got a Coke Zero here. I can drink caffeine sodas all night, and it won't keep me up. It just I can drink it till midnight or 1 o'clock, and nothing happens. So Connie said, I drink my coffee black, and I drink it from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed. You're like a former boss of mine. He truly, it's 100 degrees outside. What's he walking drinking? Coffee. That's like, but yeah, he did that all the time. So people said coffee doesn't taste good. No, I think people drink it for the to warm up the caffeine, if it helps them. See, I'm like this with Deeple. If it tastes he says it tastes awful. It's not the worst when it's done right and strong enough. It can have a good taste and a good smell. I think a lot of times smell is what helps people drink it. But I do agree. And then you add a bunch of stuff, and I agree. It's not coffee anymore. It's a latte or whatever you want to call it at that point. But it will taste delicious. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Hot chocolate will warm you up too. Although if you're watching your sugar, you got to be careful. And really, is there anything delightful in sugar-free chocolate? No. Oh, I love this. Deeple. You should meme this one, Deeple. Smell is awesome. The smell is a lie. That would be a good one for you to meme there, sir, because you do that get caught. That would be like the candy corn and circus peanut debate at Halloween. So get the coffee. A lot of drinkers everywhere in arms against you. Oh, here we go. I took a long, hard look at myself this morning. I won't be doing that again. Yeah, it's like
I love that the reflection is reaching out of the mirror.
yeah, it's like oh gosh, just looking at myself. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh man, let's see. Take any song with the word girl and change it to squirrel. Okay. I don't girl.
So if we were to get the Little Mermaid song "Kiss the Girl" and change it to "Kiss the Squirrel,"
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's the way to go forward.
Have Sebastian singing about a squirrel. I was thinking of my girl, my squirrel, my squirrel. Oh gosh, people. Candy corn and peanuts would be super depressing to get as a Halloween treat. Hey, I love candy corn and I love circus peanuts even more. So stick with us around Halloween again and we will talk about it many again. Oh, Deeple. Hey, squirrel, come with me and let yourself go. Nice. Nice,
Indeed.
nice. Yep. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Make your weird light shine bright so the other weirdos know where to find you.
I can definitely say there's a lot of people in this world that probably put this into practice more than they should.
Yeah. Embrace it. Squirrels, squirrels, squirrels. Yes, as a Halloween treat. Yes, that's the time of year for them. Especially candy corn. Gap thinks of candy corn as plastic turds. Well, they are plastic. Hey, Dave agrees with me, though. Hey, there you go. Yes, thank you, Gap. Deeple. God, I'm making up different names of people again tonight. Deeple. That's why I appreciate all you guys after a long week. Thank y'all. We always claim to be weirdos around here. Hey, whatever comes up, comes out, and vote early, vote often, as we say. Let's see. Let's get the next one here. Life is too short to be serious all the time. So if you can't laugh at yourself, call me and I'll laugh at you.
There's a lot of people in this world that would probably take you up on that offer. No matter who you are, they will gladly add that laughter to your life.
Oh gosh. Or they they go out of the way to laugh at you.
Precisely.
Oh man. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah. Hey, these are some good ones I found out there this week. Thanks to people on X. Yeah. So I might have to use them again when we have more people here and say, hey, see what you missed? But hey, make sure you hit that like button, folks. And we appreciate it. I don't know. Shaving your eyebrows off and painting them back on seems like a lot of effort just to look insane. Look at his eyebrows.
I didn't realize until relatively recently, that there are actually a lot of people that remove their eyebrows. I was like, why in tarnation? The good Lord gave you eyebrows and you somehow want to make fake ones?
Well, then they paint black streaks on them, you know?
Yeah, it's like so very weird.
People, the stream, no chat, don't look at the light. We can't help it. It's beautiful. Or, yes, however, the Bug's Life. I remember that scene. It's beautiful. Zap. Yeah. Oh, Gap is laughing. Oh, gosh. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that is. Oh, man. But, yeah, those. My mother was a beautician, and I swear to you, a lot of those women had eyebrows like that, just painted black. You know, I won't have some hairy eyebrows. I want to paint it black. Said to the Rolling Stones.
You know what's also disturbing about this image is the squirrel's mouth.
Oh, yeah. Look at those chompers. He looks like a beaver.
What is up with those black teeth in the back? It's so very odd looking.
This is a demonically possessed squirrel.
Exactly. The longer you stare into its soul, the more it will haunt your dreams.
I wonder if those women's pillowcases has imprinted their painted eyebrows. Maybe Gap. Oh, jeez. Oh, that one's scary. Yes, this meme made with AI. Well, I tell you what, I love AI for stuff like this. But then again, as I hear people talking about, oh, Karen Squirrel. Yes, exactly. But then again, and Jeff, we could transition into this subject here because I know you're more tech than I am. But one thing I'm hearing is that the price of RAM is going through the roof, and
Hmm.
a lot of the blame is coming to AI. And these because we see like uh, Chuck Norris thrown into video old movie scenes, the ATM, and it's all this AI demand. And what I'm hearing, and you can speak to whether it's true or not, or your opinion on it is, what I hear is that all this increased demand from the AI is increasing the shortages, which is jacking the price up. And now gaming consoles, where the PlayStation and Nintendo were going to be over $1,000, and like they say, this is not the year to build your own computer because of the price of RAM.
Yeah, it's way worse than people are letting on. So, I mean, we're if I was to say to you the economy has never been better, would you believe me?
Based on my personal circumstances and everything, I would say, hmm, I would say yes until I think of gas prices and how that one thing has really affected me personally.
Hmm.
So, but okay, let me just say yes. Okay, yes.
So, right now there are a lot of people that are experiencing a lot of success. There's a lot of people that are also experiencing a lot of problems. I'm somewhere in the middle. It's not
Hmm.
any better than it really was last year. It's not any worse. It's kind of balanced out. But the finances are getting worse. And when it comes to PCs, unfortunately, it is about to get extremely expensive. It already has gotten expensive, but it's going to get even more so. And the reason why I wanted to raise that question is because a lot of these tech companies want you to believe that the investment is going to be worth it because the economy's never been better, as they would say. But then you have to wonder, in what ways is it better? Are people traveling more? Are they going on more vacations? Are they buying more? Are they building more? There's a lot of things where that's not really happening for a lot of folks in this generation right now. And so thus raises a couple of questions. Well, where is that growth happening?
Hmm.
The number one place where there's growth is AI.
Right.
Well, all these companies use that as an argument.
Hmm.
Look, the economy is strong because of AI. We need to invest more. I saw there was a town. I think they said they had 11, maybe it's more, 11 data centers that were planned for one town.
Wow.
Imagine what that would do to that town.
I mean, noise pollution, I mean, these things are not quiet. I mean, I've heard more about them in recent months, but it's bad enough looking at all these solar farms that take up so much space, but those are generally not loud. But these data centers, they drain on the power grid, and they're not quiet either.
Hmm. So
And then who
yeah,
knows what energy and pollution that they're radiating out. You know,
so you have these companies that are building like no tomorrow. And a
hmm.
lot of these places, they're saying, don't worry, the price will balance out. Things are going to get better. Things are going to get easier. And that point of things tipping into the positive for the average person hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And we've been years into this experiment.
Right. Well, they even
And
say in businesses, they even saying businesses are not. It's not coming through because you. Grok says, "I'm sorry, I'm learning." What do you mean? There's a great meme out there about the mushroom. Is it safe to eat? Yeah. Okay. Oh, then you got the guy in the grave. It's like, oh, sorry, I'm learning. Like what? You can't. No, you can't because it's like this. Oh, it's going to replace. It's going to fewer people need it. Well, we're finding out we need people to watch the AI to make sure what it's generating. And I don't want to keep too far on this topic because I know we've hit it a number of times, but it's back to the point of why do you turn control to something that is not right? And it's been proven to not be right. And in the long term, you're going to have to pay people more to come monitor the AI. And then in the meantime, we got people that can't think, can't do, because like I said, I had one guy once just put stuff in the chat GPT, and I'm like thinking like, that's not what people do. To do what you do should be doing with data. You're supposed to run SQL queues, queries, and understand accounting structures. You're just throwing some, whatever. But yeah, it's a bit frustrating.
So I've noticed with these companies, they keep pushing, saying that this is all this is going to pay off sometime, and it's just not. So then, unfortunately, when it comes to things like RAM, it's causing the price to shoot up. And I've noticed AI tokens that you receive are going down depending on the platforms that you're on. And I've not used AI a whole lot. I used it in order to understand the beast, and so I can be able to wage war with it.
Well, sometimes you do have to understand something. You do have to use stuff to understand it. Because I tell you, I do think like even movie reviews and stuff like that. We can't judge a movie on trailers and tradition, because so many times I've been told this movie was woke or this, and I'm like, I go watch it. I didn't see woke in it. It might have been a horrible movie. Or, I like the movie sometimes. You do have to, and some people are like, well, you don't have to watch this. Yeah, you kind of do need to test it and understand it for yourself to form a valid opinion, because otherwise you're coming off in ignorance. And like I said, I mean, I know you're not a fan of AI, but to get an appreciation for its weaknesses and give credit for its strengths, you got to use it. You got to understand it more than just what a book tells you or whatever some instruction manual says.
Yeah, so I think that we're at that tipping point, though, of where the cost is going to become so outlandishly high that even doing things like the meme videos where it's Chuck Norris kicking people,
Yeah,
it's affordable now, but that's because they've not given the true cost of what it would be to do that. If I saw someone give like a general idea of what the cost would be, and if you don't work with computers, you probably don't really think about this a whole lot, but every time you make your computer do something that's computational heavy, you're killing it. And so you can only do so much before parts start to break, they fry. And when you have AI, you're going to be doing that a thousandfold. It is so intensive. And so I remember seeing the statistics that if you were to have one video that was using AI and give the actual cost, you're looking at, for every clip, even if it's a mistake, you're looking at anywhere between $5 to $100. And I would love to find like an updated breakdown of this, because the cost is so gigantic, because you're not accounting for power. You're accounting for the facility, for the parts you're replacing. The RAM that they're all making this investment in, they have to replace that every now and again. You have video cards that are dying constantly because they're not able to keep up with this. So it could actually be even higher than that, but they're not telling us. And so thus, I think it's going to get worse before people start saying, okay, the cost has become too high, and then you're going to see everything implode in a moment. That's my theory.
Yep. Okay. Well, very well. Yeah, gaps. Hey, just think. Wait till we discuss Star Wars. Then y'all can come with your Darth Maul when we get back onto that. But like I said, I will get back onto the memes in just a second. But like I said, I said a few weeks ago with Mandalorian and Grogu that I really liked that movie. I really did. And I think probably because Favreau and Filoni tried to just make it was like one season. Everybody said it's one season into one movie. I did, but see, some people are like, well, why are you watching? You hate that mouse, and yeah, I do. But you know what? I did want to see it because I wanted to judge it for myself. Like you said with AI, you got to use it. You got to understand it a bit, and Maul died. Yeah, okay, Gap. I will applaud you because you recognize that Maul died. Thank you. Yeah. People did say everything is already imploding with AI. Microsoft and a lot of other high end companies are ditching. Yes, that's part of the thing that I hear because it's too costly. It's going to cut into profits. But see, board members and company owners want max profits. They think, oh, good, we can automatically cut wages, people, and this will be cheaper. And it's not. Like you said, the costs are going up, and it's wrong. It's actually wrong a lot, so many times. Oh, yeah, she deserved to take a bow gap. And, well, that's why he cut the bottom half. He was less evil. But Jeff, yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad you got onto it. So we'll move back on because I wanted to see. Connie said that squirrel looks like something out of a horror show. Yes. Ah, dude, I tell you, I've seen that type of makeup in the beauty salon sometimes, and the old people hairdos and stuff. Oh man, it is something. So yeah, yeah. Disney happened and somehow Mall returned. I'll be honest, the return of Mall I believe happened, and Buddy, if Buddy's here, Buddy can definitely help confirm this. Is that I believe it was the Clone Wars that brought a reconstituted Mall back, not the Tchaikovsky, the good one that people, but the one with Filoni and all. They managed while Lucas was still owning Star Wars. That's when he somehow magically survived like a bowl of Lucky Charms. It's anyway, but we'll talk about that with Jeff. Yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
We'll go over that during the next Star Wars stream because that is exactly where it all happened was the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, they're only the Gandhi Clone, exactly the good ones that really look crazy. They look like raw rudimentary graphics and animation. That's something. Dave said that Squirrel wants to talk to the manager about low quality nuts. Nice. Nice. Very nice. All right, here we go. Let's see. Fitness level, pulled a muscle in my ass just crossing my legs. Hey, I tell you what, when you get older, this happens. It truly could happen. Your foot cramps up, your leg cramps up, trying to get out of bed at night. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Deeple's doing the Jedi mind trick thing. There are no other Clone Wars.
Yeah, the one thing I will say about fitness stuff. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
One thing I'll say about fitness is that we live in a generation where fitness has become everything. And once upon a time, it used to be work was everything.
Right.
And so people long for work to stay fit.
Right.
But yet we're going to gyms to try and stay fit.
Yeah, but listen, I got to. Deeple said, sadly, this is me. And tonight he's laughed too hard and now his abs hurt. I've had that with people do that before. And thanks, Buddy. Buddy said, yeah, Maul comes back in the 2008 Star Wars Clone Wars. Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. But it was before, I think it predated the sale of the start of the dark times. But yeah, we used to go to the gym. I miss it in some ways, but I tell you what, I don't know. It's just I kind of got used to it. I kind of liked it, and maybe I need to get back to it. I don't know. I'll have to talk to the wife. Sometimes you can get family plans that are not too bad, but you got to go to. We always like going at midnight and later when it was emptier. So, have you ever been a gym member?
Yes, and actually, I recently got membership again.
Oh, cool.
But for ours up here, it's a little bit different, more expensive, unfortunately. But it is actually more affordable as of late, which has me a little baffled.
Do you mean in terms of that you're making more money, or is it that they
lowered the price?
Wow.
In this economy where everything else has been going up. So
wow. I mean, see, that's what's so crazy is you expect price elasticity. It goes up, it doesn't come down. It just anyway, but well, it's good to hear one price went down like Kermit did here with his cramping. But yeah, Deeple, I got you too, my friend. We have it at times too. Let's see. Here we go. Here. Whenever the waiter comes back to see how the food is, This happens all the time, you know. Or
That's
would you
so
like some
true.
more water? Yeah, I've had before to like tell my wife like something, and I'm like waving at her, and she's like then having to explain to them what I'm wanting. So, uh, Gap has a question. Jeff, do you have six pack abs? I know not. Asked Dadman. Yes, of course. I got six pack abs like my unicorn. Gap. Hey,
I am not that sort of a muscular specimen. I know that
no,
no, it probably could have happened earlier on in my life, but I unfortunately the world became a little too tech focused, and the opportunity to do uh, manual labor kind of started to disappear for a lot of people in my generation. So I leaned into tech. So I'm
well,
trying to get back into shape, but we'll
yeah.
see how if I'll
Well,
ever get that. As might maybe up for debate.
as Butthead would say, there's a manual. Cool. Yeah. And hey, Peter Venkman, good to see you. How are you doing tonight? And yeah, Planet Fitness, yeah, that they've had a constant things with their issues. But great to see you, Venkman. Hopefully you're doing well tonight. Deeple says the waiter is 100% truth. Absolutely. Deeple says he has a 6-pack and 12-pack and a case and a keg abs. Nice. Buddy. Buddy. Most people do. They're just packed and fat. Nice. You guys are killing me tonight. You guys are cool. Uh Deeple said he wished he'd never gone to college and went straight into trades. Yeah.
Hmm.
This is the hardest thing. I've seen it. I've seen where these kids, they're adults, but here's the thing: is like federal financial aid loan programs. I mean, there's like 23,000 maximum for sub and unsub Stafford loans, or now the direct loans. But I was like, but you can't discourage them from taking the loans. I mean, I've seen it before where people did not have a 2-year degree and they were nearing the maximums. And like in a theater arts degree, how are you going to pay that back at $46,000? It's just crazy. I mean, the stack is you can't cancel them against the loans because then you're discriminating. I mean, your financial aid people will see. Oh gosh, financial aid people will know bad loans when they see it. Yes, no. This the trade. This is about this is me about the waiter coming back. All right. Deeple said high school never really any did do anything but beyond but going to college. Exactly. Schools, that's all they did. Going to college, and that's all it is. Okay. Jeff missed last week, folks. So Jeff has every opportunity and right to kind of have some fun at my birthday expense. This, I presume he made, he can explain it, is from
I didn't
Jeff.
make this. What are you talking about? Well,
What is
now
that purple drink I'm drinking?
that's a very good question. You'll have to ask the AI that did that.
You've got to send me that later if you don't mind. I love it.
Yes, can do. But now I want to kind of raise a point. So I generated 12 images and then just chose one of them. That probably
12?
cost the company, because I get those tokens for free. That probably cost the company, if I was to give an estimation of the legitimate value, it's probably going to cost them about $10.
Wow.
I mean, based upon some of the numbers I've been hearing. So, yeah, you can imagine when people make a whole bunch of images, those companies are like, I hope we can start making that income sooner rather than later.
Yeah. It's like crazy. So,
But if I did this in Photoshop, it would take me about maybe probably about 3 hours, which I would still prefer, because the Photoshop image would be a lot more authentic and a lot more believable. There would be a lot of personal messages that would be thrown throughout it, things like that.
wow, that is wow. Still, but no, 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 nobody, no, no, It'd be the other way around. No, that man is always in charge. So Anyway, God, you guys are crazy. I knew it. All right. Well, thanks to Jeff. Well, yeah, please definitely send that one. All right, definitely put it in the squirrels chat group. Yeah, I'll be friends, but that's about it. I'm still gonna. Yes, cause God. Oh man. Oh boy. All right, let's get back. This is a no, actually, it's my hand that's back there. If you look at it. Oh, geez. His is probably on a chair. Mine's going anyway. Best friends. Yes, exactly, Devil. Best friends. And we're going to leave it at that. Gosh. Oh, we could. A therapist. Hey, we got Mark D with a C here tonight. Mark, hey, how are you?
What's up? What's up? Sorry, I'm late.
Greetings, sir.
That's okay. We're
How's
just
it going, Jeff? You said you're not going too late tonight either, right? I guess, or
yeah, we're probably going about another. Well, I
half hour.
actually put that about 10 minutes, but we probably.
Oh, okay.
Mac,
No, that's all
well,
right.
we
Yeah, sorry, my
10
bad.
to 30 minutes. No, well, it's just a kind of thing that we did here, but we could go. We'll get your opinion
Whatever you
on
need.
some things.
No, whatever you need to do. Don't
Absolutely.
And hail to everyone in the chat and around the world. And
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
you're not watching the hey, Deepo, you're not watching the Knicks game?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask him if he was watching soccer, Haiti and Scotland right now. So it's still
Soccer.
1-0.
What's that? Is that
Yeah.
that game where you can't use your hands?
Oh, hey, hey, your Swiss team ended up getting tied by Qatar in extra time tonight.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah, the Swiss got. Oh, that was horrible. But by the
Swiss
way,
usually pretty good. Yeah.
yeah. But here, this is what Jeff created. You remember the debacle last week? What do you think? By the way,
awesome.
Deeple said, "Who are the Knicks?" But
yeah.
but who?
That's well done. I love it.
Yeah,
hey, buddy.
Deeple said we go until the stream ends, Mark, because we don't know when that'll be because I've always said we only go in 20 minutes and it's 2 hours later, so that's what happens.
Yeah, well, I'm very good at that, unfortunately, too, right?
Yeah.
So
what do you think?
Goodbye.
What do you think of this with Jeff? Jeff's masterwork.
That's amazing. That's really good.
And he was
talking about, of course, that's pre mall getting cut in half, so those were happier times.
Hey, Mr. Angel's here now. Greetings, Mr. Angel. Good morning. We talked about coffee a little while ago, but hey, greetings, sir. Mark, well, okay, we've had a little bit of AI discussion, and I don't remember how much of those you've been in on. We had it. I know you're a tech guy yourself, but yeah. Jeff was talking about this and generating about maybe cost. What did you say, Jeff? You generated 15 images, and you think it may have cost them $10?
When you take into account the parts, the power, and the construction of this stuff, it can cost quite a wide range. I would say it's between $5 and $10 legitimately that cost the company to make that. But it's something where the more I hear about the costs that are going into the stuff, the more I'm realizing the cost just is not being accounted for in the price tag of when you're making those images. And so there's one company I was using, and they allowed you to actually they were just before they started to really increase the prices, and at first you could generate, I believe it was 50 images, and this was like early on, so they allowed you to generate 50 images. By the time I was done using that group, that you could generate 10 images with the same price. And so the number of image generations just started to plunge as I realized the cost. And so based upon the monthly subscription that I had, and then based upon the turn it took, that's where I'm guessing it took around that.
Mm-hmm. So Mark, I'm curious. What I don't think
the cost of AI. Well, I mean, yeah, there's
stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're running all these data centers, right? And it's a huge amount of computers, electricity, and the maintenance and everything else. Yeah, so it's and then what's the return on it, right? Like because I know some of Grok is free, and a lot of these have free. AIs have free plans, right? So how much does it cost to do a search? Now, I guess what's the difference between like a Google search and an AI search? I don't know. Well, Google search is kind of turned into AI now. It seems anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you do a search, it comes up with that whole AI section on the top. And I have to say, like, I don't really want to use Google anymore because if, like, I was looking for an umbrella for a patio, right? A cantilever umbrella. So I just asked the AI, like, what do you think the best, cantilever umbrella is, right? And then it comes up with a bunch of articles, and then you read the articles, like, you don't have to curate. So for that kind of stuff, it's good. But the other problem is, like, you're not leaving the AI site, like you're staying in Google, you're staying wherever, and ad revenue has gone way down too on the other end when you're not leaving the main, you're not leaving Google, right? So all around, plus people getting laid off. Like if you're an artist or a renderer or someone in video, you might get laid off too. Thinking that AI could take your job over when, yeah, you need a human doing this stuff too right now. You can't, certain things AI can do, but it's not. It can't replace a really talented artist all the way. I mean, for the stuff we do, like this picture is a lot of fun. Like, if you're not a Photoshop expert and that would have taken, I would have had to find a picture of Darth Maul, then I'd find him, drinking something. And then, so that would probably take me like, I'm guessing like an hour to do something like that, in Photoshop, and not even that good. But so what did that take? One prompt, Jeff, or like,
So it just took one prompt and saying multiple variations.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how much time
I
did you
it would take me about
it?
3 hours to Photoshop it, but that's by making all the different elements and throwing in Easter eggs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Things that you'll never get in an AI generated image.
Well,
yeah.
See, one thing I hate, especially with Grok, is you can tag somebody using Grok, like at Mark D with a C or at Jeff. I mean, but I mean, I've gotten to where now I have to say like if like for instance with Anna, I have to do at Anna's game, and I have to do like blonde female to actually be blonde female, because half the time it comes out Asian or male or something like that. I do Mark D with C. My experience has been Mark would come out with a petite blonde chick in a bikini, because of Grok.
I look good.
I guess, but knowing Grok, it'll make you. It's supposedly you would think it would tag, and especially with people that have photos out there, you would think you would like make that connection. But I have to get so specific if I wanted to talk about tag to create an image of Mark D with a C barbecuing grilling. I'd have to say at Mark D with a C, male, tall.
Yeah, because I don't have pictures of myself that often. Once in a while I do, but not not that often.
The thing, and Jeff shows us some sometimes, but it would like I gotta say Jeff, male, brunette, Alaskan. Otherwise it could come out with some. Could have him as a Italian lady or something, or just anything else. And you shouldn't have to do that because it's the same. Grok is part of X, and it should, you would think, tied to that record. And I don't get it. That's another thing of not trusting the AI. You always have to look at and vet it and make sure it's actually producing the results, which also defeats the purpose. Jeff touched on that earlier about replacing people. It can't, and it's costing more. And we talked about with the data centers, Mark, because I know you, Mark, you really deal with the hardware side. What all happens? Because what I understand with these centers they're huge places. They're being built everywhere. They make a lot of noise. They cause a lot of noise and light pollution. And there's some concern, of radiation or
well, I don't think that's I don't think so. But that's the problem is you have to build them because you have to keep up with the rest of the world. So China's going to dominate, and it's a national security problem. So you can't not do them. Like people want to stop them, but you've got to do them as responsibly as you can or where you can. And we're going to need small nuclear power plants to power them, like the ones that are on the Navy vessels. They call them pod reactors, whatever you want to call them. This is a huge influx of development going to those types of reactors because you have to do it. You can't fall behind to the Chinese. It'll be game over. So and the Chinese don't care about the environment or doing anything, right? it's they're like capitalism on steroids as a communist nation, which is kind of a crazy. But they can basically do whatever they want, right? Do you think how long do you think it takes to put a building in or high speed rail in China? They just seize your property and just say we're doing it, and you don't have any recourse. And the safety standards are much less if there are any for a lot of things. So yeah, it's just a totally different it's kind of ironic too in some ways when you think of it. It's almost like capitalism unfettered in certain areas, right? In terms of what they want to do industry wise. So we've got a lot of laws for good reason here that to protect us and protect the environment, but then you're not fighting the same the battle on the same plane. So if we don't do all these data centers, we're going to be in big trouble national security wise. So that's the problem.
Mr. Angel mentioned small thorium reactors. Yeah, small, safe, efficient, no nuclear waste. Okay, go ahead, Jeff.
One thing I've known about China for a while is that their ability to come up with new ideas that are true innovations is relatively limited. One of the things that they do specialize in is theft. They steal left and right of stuff. There was some drone tech that that I remember hearing about getting stolen years ago, and then suddenly I started seeing that same drone tech being used in the Chinese military, and I'm like, wait a minute. Here's a U.S. company that had very lax security, and here is the cause and effect here. When it comes to the AI race, I'm a bit skeptical in terms of whether or not, if we stay on top of it, China will somehow dominate it. I've become so very concerned about how the person who's at the switch, their moral stance. I've become very concerned about that. So I would never want to entrust that. That's why I've become so anti-AI. But it is something where up here in Alaska, this is starting to become a little too close to home for us. There's a lot of people trying to use the tundra as free cooling for a data center. Problem is that if you put it out there, there is 600 feet of permafrost. And so if you put it out there, sure, you keep your data center cool until the foundation cracks because it's starting to melt into the permafrost like every other building up there.
Right.
And so it's like, then you're going to have all this destruction that starts to happen. And they're like, oh, well, that was an experiment. Then they'll find a new place to destroy.
Yeah.
And so I just don't like this cycle. If they want to try and experiment with it, keep it in an experimental zone until you figure out how to make it non-destructive to the culture and the nation.
And see, we're not environmentalist wacko type people. I mean, I like around here, just the rate of destroying all the environment, all the trees and all the nature is just incredible. And we still have 2-lane roads everywhere because everybody's in such a hurry to build and just throw stuff up and all that. Mark, I sent you a private chat. If you have any good food pictures, feel free. I do want to talk to you I do want to talk to you about something else with this. I'm going to do a couple more of our memes, and I do want to get your thoughts on Mandalorian and Grogu, because we talked about it very briefly.
I didn't get a lot to
channel.
talk about it, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'll spend a few minutes here. But hey, the therapist, how would you say you learn best? Me, the hard way. All right, good night, Gat. All fun show. And Deeple, thank you for your comment. Deeple, thank you for your comment about the best 82 minutes ever here. Appreciate that so much. But yeah, the hard way. Some people have to learn the hard way. It's horrible. But it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mr. Angel is saying Grok is a terrifying example of an AI with a moral, dubious owner at its compliance scales. That thing is terrible. I like I said, I could probably try to Grok Jeff, and he comes out as an African woman. That's been the experience on things. It's like, even though somebody uses Twitter, the picture's out there, and so I got to use the prompt has to be so specific It's insane. But yes,
Well, yeah, and the other thing that's really tricky about AI is my brother-in-law uses it a lot for his advertising company. He's a small video producer, like TV commercials, and you have to use it to compete. Like you
yeah,
might not like it, but he has to use it for his business. He can't.
yeah,
You have to stay up, and then people want AI stuff too. All these commercials, and they're small. I'm talking like small, local cable, commercials, not major, huge, network stuff. But the other, conversely, like he hires people that are experts in it, and and he's done a lot of, he knows what he's doing. Obviously, he's been doing it for years, but producing the commercials and filming them, and like he always gets like people like, what, I could just film this commercial on my iPhone. And he's like, well, why don't you go ahead and do it then? And I'm just, like, I'll say it in a snarky way, but like, he knows how to, get the right angles and get things that look good. And, you've got dollies and, so he does a really professional job on a, a smaller budget. But, people always think they can do it themselves. But like the AI,
mhm,
it's real, the more I play with it, sometimes I just go back to using Photoshop, or I'll just get it to do a background, then I'll add, what I want to add to it or do it, because it takes you so long to do the prompts that, like, after a while you're
right,
like, I could have just started this from scratch. But certain things it's pretty good with it, but it's
mhm,
just going to get better and better. And then you get left behind too. It's like in engineering where we wanted to like always go get into CAD. We started with the drafting table. I'm old enough. Then you get into using CAD, and that's not AI. You're drawing electronically, but you gotta stay up with the tech to stay competitive and be cost effective.
mhm,
So, but it's AI is a real. I think it's not all it's cracked up to be right now, but it's gonna affect, like I'm worried about my kids and their jobs, and what's gonna
mhm,
happen, and a lot of friends and family. Like, if you're crunching numbers, a data analyst, yeah,
yeah,
AI can do it, but not, it doesn't have that human touch, or it's not really, it doesn't have an intelligence yet. It's just like
no,
it's categorizing stuff for you. So certain things will
right.
save time, but
And it's
not,
been
you
known
need
to
a
be
human to
wrong.
think of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you need a
it's
human
been
to
known.
think about it, right?
Well, I love when I think it was Grok. One of them said, "Please, we're learning." I'm like, "Wait a second, no, wait, you can't afford to be learning. You're supposed to be
Yeah.
all this intelligent, smart, and people trust what you're outputting." We talked about Jeff and I talked about streamers and all this stuff, and how after 2020 is like shutting everybody down, is like trying to clean, but nobody wants to stop the AIs from disseminating incorrect information. Either it's
Yeah.
oops, my bad, you know,
Right.
it
Oops. Yep.
doesn't work that way. Well, Mark, while you're looking for food, hey, look,
Yeah.
here's a food thing here. What do y'all think about ding dongs? The hostess, Star Spangled Ding Dongs.
They're not on my current diet, but since I've been trying to downsize, but
I know, me
they're
too.
pretty good. They're a fresh ding dong is not so bad.
I'm still stuck with the Twinkie. I still like
You like
Twinkies.
the
Now,
Twinkie?
I still like Twinkies, although they do seem like they're not the same as they used to be. My favorite Hostess pie were my favorite Hostess product of all time were the old Hostess pies. You know, when then there's that hard wax paper, and it had so much
Oh,
sugar you could
oh,
throw
those
it
are
and break a
good.
window. Yeah, it was so stiff because of all the sugar you could break a window. The cherry was my favorite. Jeff, uh, what did have you grown up eating any of those, or did you always avoid those?
So my parents were very thankfully they were a bit restrictive on the things that they would get us, and they would also limit the amount when we did. And so while I got to have those as a kid growing up, I didn't have it a whole lot. It was like a special treat that would happen like once every 2 3 weeks, if that, and you just
Right,
get one of them. And as time went on, it happened less and less because my mother started becoming very familiar with the preservatives they were
right.
starting to put into there.
Food
And
dyes and
so,
stuff like that. Yeah, too.
yes,
Yeah.
precisely. And so they've really started to push things that were made fresh. And so if we did have desserts or whatnot, they would want to have it made by someone in the family or a business that made them fresh daily. And so while I'm familiar with the flavor, I can definitely say it's definitely not on my list of things I want to go out and buy.
See, I can't anymore because I got to watch the sugar. But yeah, when I can have, but they still just don't taste the same in some cases. What about you, Mark? I
Yeah,
mean, I would
well,
love to buy them,
I
and
mean,
I have.
I like the chocolate ones, but I'd try those. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like, yeah, if you had one or two, like a month or something, like yeah. But if you're eating a whole box of ding dongs, that's my problem. So if I bought a box of ding dongs, they're donging all the way down my
Oh
ding. I
man,
guess. I mean, they're I'm not able to resist. So
I know.
that's
You
why like
sound
we
like my
don't buy it.
wife. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna say like that's why we try not to buy ice cream anymore, or because I'm trying to lose weight. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's not like bad. Like if you have like a little bit of ice cream, like on Saturday night, you're
right.
gonna have scoop of
Yeah,
ice cream or something, right? But if you have
yeah.
a whole bowl or something, but then my problem is when I have the thing is there. Oh, I'll just get one spoonful now. Like I won't even get the bowl. Like all right, another spoon, and then boom,
Yep.
before you know it,
Well,
oh, I just ate half the damn thing.
see, that's my wife have and I have that debate because I get it, put it in there, I forget about it. Heck, it starts getting ice because I usually forget about it. She's like that with you with it. Once it's there, she knows it, and she can't stop. Like chips are horrible, but yeah, I know that at times. Mr. Angel did say a true intelligence is still not always wrong. I had a few beautiful emergent behavior moments with Gemini, but he then clarified not always wrong or right. He had a type in there. Yeah. Oh man. So all right.
There was a guy
Um,
that I knew who had a bowl of ice cream and a bowl of Doritos every single night. And then one day,
you got
he
quoted, Mark. So
then one day
You got me.
He was complaining about why it was that every month he was gaining weight, and he became quite big.
Inconceivable.
He became quite big and finally stopped doing it after he got married, and he started to actually lose some of that again. But it was like it was going up, 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 up. It's like, gee, I keep gaining weight. I don't know why.
And you have ice cream and Doritos every night. Oh my god.
Yeah,
jeez.
a little debatable.
Well,
sir.
Speaking
One
of
of my
desserts and stuff.
Yeah, this was a dinner.
Oh no,
Yeah, no, this was actually chopped salad. So I started with some salad there. I don't know what is that bacon on. I think that's bacon. Yeah,
yeah, it looks like bacon. Yeah.
it looks like a mutant salad, but that was a good chopped salad. It was like steak. It was one of those award dinners, or
I thought it was cake
like-
at first, but
yeah. So this was it's cooked way too much for the missus, but this was. I'll just go through some of my photos quick. But this was. It was a good piece of steak, actually. Yeah.
yes, Mr. Angel, I had that same mental image. Yeah, Mark was a wordsmith with that tonight about ding dongs.
Yeah.
So
My favorite are the funny
yeah.
bones. Oh, you want to go back to that?
The steak.
salad?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
the steak.
Steak.
The
Yeah.
steak. Yeah, because I couldn't do the blue cheese. But is that a fillet on top of mashed potatoes?
I think it was a filet on top of mashed potatoes with some mushrooms and carrots and string beans, which I'm not touching. But
Mark,
yeah, it was good.
tell people, especially somebody like Mr. Angel, who's a master chef, what is with your green beans? You told
my
me once-
dad made me eat them. I was like 3 or 4, and I it didn't go down so well. Just put it that way, because I told him, I said, "Daddy, these look like worms to me. I don't want to eat the green worms." And he's like, "You have to eat them. They're healthy for you." And he claimed to not remember this. So, but in my mind, I was scarred for life when he made me eat those string beans that night, and I could never touch string beans after that. And everyone's like, "Oh, they're so good. You'll love, string beans with garlic." And
yeah, you said it's for an awards dinner and stuff like that. But see, Mr. Angel may cringe when I say this, but see, I like to dress up. I like to do fancy stuff. But come on, people, put some more carrots and green beans on the plate. How about some more potatoes? That's like there's not enough.
Well, this
food
actually
on that
was
plate.
pretty good. This was actually ended up.
It
It's
looks
a pretty
good,
big
though.
piece of
It really-
steak. It was
yeah.
big enough, and I've been trying to eat less, so for me it was okay. But yeah, in the old days, it might have been not enough. But it was pretty good portion. But then, have you ever heard of putting cheese on your apple pie? Apparently, that's a thing. A slice of cheese. Has anyone in the chat heard that, Mr. Angel? Anyone?
I haven't. I haven't. I know there are
So
people
yeah,
that put cheese on
Google,
everything.
if someone Google like putting cheese on apple pie, like it's apparently it's a thing. I'm like, this first time I went to this dinner, and I've been going like for 2 or 3 years now. Uh, I was like, what the heck? I'm like, and they're like, yeah, it's a thing. I'm like, why would you put cheese on apple pie?
Yeah, Deeple said he's heard about the cheese.
You heard it right. It's like a tradition with this group, but like people do this. So I tried it actually just to see like a couple bites. It wasn't that bad, but I'm like, it's not necessary.
Yeah,
What
he
a
thinks it's
cheesy
weird.
dessert.
Cheesy dessert, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
really,
but it says
Yeah.
an English thing.
yeah.
Of course, it'd be an English thing.
It's an English thing. Okay, yep. Now this was at the dinner too. So one of their traditions is a lot of clams. So I know you would love this for dinner there, Dadman, right? Eat as many
Oh,
clams as you
gosh.
can, as many clams as you can eat, and they kept bringing them out. It was really awesome.
Man, I was like clams. Oh man, gosh, that just
Mr. Angel, cheese and apple pie. No, God, no. Yeah, I don't know, Mr. Angel. I tried it. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't that good. But
We went
and
to
this,
a Asian market tonight, and they have all kind of oysters and clams. Mark, you
oh,
need to have
I
one of
would
those
love
Asian
that.
markets, especially the ones that have the live fish and seafood
Yeah,
stuff. You would be in heaven with that.
good
People
stuff.
said,
Yeah,
I agree, Jeff. It's an English thing. I mean, they do like beans on toast. So,
right.
oh, now, see, Mr. Angel said, though you can imagine some blue cheese would taste well with a sour apple pie. The blue cheese was earlier on the salad. Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's weird. Now this we've been buying from this place called what is it? Oh, this is Double R Ranch. We've been buying like doing. Oh, this is Snake River Farms, I guess. Is it Snake River Farms or Double Ranch? I can't remember, but we bought doing. My wife has been in like a mail order steak kick, which I don't
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm like all for it. So that was and this was actually cooked in the sous vide. So this is
You know,
coming out. So
dadgummit, Mark, stop it. You and that daggum sous vide. You know where I ran into that?
where?
Mrs. is watching this thing, this Korean or Asian show. This woman has got zapped back into time, into medieval times, and this tyrant guy who's falling for her, and she has to impress it to survive, to cook. And what did it bring out? Sous vide.
There we go.
I'm sitting there yelling at her like,
Yeah. Damn it, Mark.
yeah, damn it, Mark. I mean, you're sous vide even if it came into an Asian television program. Oh my gosh.
Right. So, but Mrs. loves her steak really raw, right?
Absolutely.
Rare.
Yeah, Mr. Angel said
Yeah.
that is a nice piece of meat.
So it was an excellent piece of meat. Oh, it was so good. So this is cooked to 120, I think.
Mhm.
In the sous vide. So then you sear it. But of course, Mrs. probably would just like it just like this. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mooing. Yeah.
Mooing, yeah,
I do think she would like it seared to some degree.
Well, a little bit, but I mean, it's like I took a piece. It like melts in your mouth. It was like so.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, Mr. did not come out like what I wanted. Yeah. So salt and pepper and some nice marbling in this. Yeah. So this is 111. It's been out of the sous vide cooker, so it dropped down to 111.
Right.
And I got my wife got me a new Weber grill with the sear zone, which
Huh.
I got to do a review on. But God, it looks so. My other grill was 25 years old, and the burners were shot. I'd periodically change the burners. I'm like, why spend like $200 changing the burners? Like, can I get a new grill? She likes it when I cook too, so it's night and day. It makes such a big difference to have a nice. I have the green egg for charcoal.
Right.
But just during the week, sometimes you come home. You want to cook something quick.
Yeah.
I can get the green egg going, but it still takes
Mm.
takes at least a half hour to get the green egg,
Yeah.
going right.
Oh, well, because it's charcoal. It's got to warm up. Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of that, my brother-in-law just made 3 racks of ribs this afternoon, so
Nice,
I'll be
nice.
eating ribs at some point tomorrow. So, all right.
So there's the steak searing. Trying out my sear zone for the first time. So
Yeah.
there's an extra burner there. So with the green egg, what's really nice about it, you can get the temperature up to like 600, 700, 800 if you want. And this
Hmm.
grill was getting up to 700 degrees with the lid down, and all the burners going full blast, which is great. So I was pretty happy with pretty happy. Oh, I should have shared the audio, but here, why don't I share it again with the audio? You want me to do that so you get the
Yeah.
snap, crackle,
Go
pop?
ahead.
Yeah, yep. Let me share it with
Yeah,
the
go
audio.
ahead.
Let me see how fast I can do this. Yeah. Ooh, I'm getting to be a YouTube expert.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yay.
Oh, I had the audio off there. There we go. Hear that? More fun with
Yeah.
snap, crackle, pop.
Give me a second. I'm trying to get my computer's doing something. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
y'all may be in charge. Hey, anyway, here we go. All
There we
right.
go. Yeah. So a little sear going there. Yeah. I think I did one in slow motion too. Let's
I
see
heard
here.
the music in the background. That's
Well, then you probably had my radio on. We're okay.
yeah.
We're talking. We're talking over it. So
Oh, yeah, but
this is
hey,
slow
look,
motion,
Mr. Angel. Mr. Angel said food asthma with Mark at 5 a.m. Nice.
right? That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, slow motion. Yeah, but think
I
of it
can
like
tell Aang we're going to the
these cameras, like a cell phone camera. You could do this stuff now. It's just amazing. This is actually too slow, but let me skip ahead. But yeah. I guess if you edited it so you had like a couple
Yeah.
of, So it came out, and today I went and I bought a new. They have a sear plate or grill that you can buy for the Weber. So I went and bought that because we have family coming. It's my birthday next weekend, so we're having a lot of family. And I bought a pizza stone for it, so I can double my pizza output, so I can do pizza on this and pizza on the green egg, which will be great.
right.
No clams though. No clams. Yeah. Oh, did that go speed up? Yeah, sped up. Yeah. I gotta try to edit these into something decent, but yeah, for fun YouTube short.
Yeah,
maybe.
I am sort of buffering. So
Well, it's
if I
buffering
drop,
on
I'll
my
have to
side
come
too.
back in. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just sometimes these videos, because it's on Google Photos, so sometimes it takes longer to load these videos.
see,
yeah.
Well,
I think this is on my
okay,
end, Dad, man. I think it's mine.
I think my computer's
not you.
about to catch up. No, it's also on my. It's also on my end
Oh, it's on
because
yours.
Jeff is frozen and time is frozen
okay.
at 1:52:04. So
Now Jeff is alive.
speaking of that, Mark,
he's dancing. Doesn't it look good, Dad, man?
well, I try to do one thing too many on my computer, and I need to not do that. So
Yeah. Well, we have enough steaks. So I'm going to go
But-
through. Yeah. There we go.
well, Mark, help me out with something. I tagged you on
Sure.
something on Twitter today.
Okay.
A different type of barbecue grill. You'll recognize it.
Oh, I'll
if
check.
you
I'll
could
check
pull
it.
that
Yeah.
up.
Now, how would Mrs.
Yeah,
eat that?
I'm
I'm calling to the
Raw.
Twitter group.
Now, see, I see the red. I see the blood. I see the blood.
Right.
That works. That's cool.
Is it in the
So,
Sunday Squirrels, Dadman,
yeah.
or is it a separate one?
Oh, it's a separate. I know I tagged you on a regular tweet.
Oh, it's a regular tweet.
I just
Okay,
tagged
let
you
me
on
look
the
for
tweet.
Let
Yeah,
me look for notifications here. Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
it.
I'm going to close a couple windows to
Yeah, close a couple
Oh,
tabs.
that
yeah,
looks
yeah.
lovely.
Doesn't that look good? So that's
Well,
not. I mean, Mrs. maybe would try that.
Oh, yeah.
And this
I mean,
was-
that's like
these
medium
were-
rare.
And what I did. This is sliced sweet potatoes, sliced really
Ooh.
thin in the food processor, and then
Yeah.
put them in the oven, and then healthy French fries, kind of. I guess I don't know how to describe it, but they came out really good. A little olive oil, salt, a little salt on there. Yep. So that came out good. Yep.
Very nice. Very.
And then this is for you, Dad, man.
Yes.
This is Restaurant Depot,
Yep.
where they sell mass quantities of all the food. It's like it's for restaurants. So there's a whole thing of crusty creams.
Oh God, I really want to eat those, but
Oh.
I need to be good these days.
Right?
By the way, Mr. Angel said that was a beautiful grill that you had,
Thank you, Mr. Angel. Yep.
and that grilling sound warms his heart. The sizzling is what you want, and he'll take your whole stock.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Oh, here. Okay. I see that. Okay, I'll put that in a
But-
second, Dadman.
Are those chicken feet? Are those chicken feet or what?
Yeah, this was. If you don't like duck pads, fresh chicken paws.
Yay.
So my parents were at a Chinese restaurant and they ordered duck pads and they didn't realize they were chicken feet.
No,
They had to send the
Gosh.
dish back.
that's hilarious.
And this is Motor City Pizza. So for Toxic Tuesday last week, we did this great Motor City. I had this Motor City. Like everyone's got to eat pizza during the show, right? So
Yeah.
that was that came out pretty good. And this is then my daughter was here and she was going to make Mexican corn.
Hmm.
So she bought the cheese, and they didn't have any corn in the husk. I was at the grocery store. I was bummed. I always like it in the husk, but then put it on the grill. But
By the way, since you Dave said earlier, the Knicks are the alien mafia that controls the North Pole sweatshops. By the way, I didn't get
Right?
around to that one earlier. So, but yes, all right.
So this is my daughter. I hope she
Oh,
doesn't get mad at me for
yeah.
showing this. So yeah, so she was making that. I'm saving this picture so I can show it that you tagged me in.
Absolutely. So we'll do that,
she-
and I got a few more. But go ahead. Yeah.
There's some
Oh,
Do you like salmon, Dad, man?
no, but I've
I know
told
Jeff
some-
has got to like salmon for being in
No.
Alaska, right? Oh, Jeff, are you on mute or?
That does look delicious. Yes, the button was slightly off, so it was not
Okay, yeah.
triggering.
I
I do
I,
that all the
looks
time.
delicious.
I
Right?
owe it to try salmon again to somebody, because I mean, what I had from a steakhouse, because it touched my steak once, just the most god awful smell, and just I don't I just I, but
I
I
love
did it-
salmon.
I had it at Epic Universe, and it actually tasted different. So I'll have to have it try. I'll have to really legitimately try it. Oh, today I tried eel. I tried an eel roll.
Nice. There you go.
Eel and the whatever sauce and avocado, which I
It's
hate
good, isn't it?
avocado. I've never. Well, it was really good. I ate 4 of the 8 pieces. I was like shocked. So, Mark,
Mr. Angel says, yeah, my daughter. I'll go back. Yeah, the funny thing is, people think my wife looks like Mona Lisa.
oh,
So when she
Nice.
took a picture with the Mona Lisa last time she was in Paris, well, the only time she's been in Paris, I should say. Yeah, so her phone cover is the Mona Lisa too. But and I'm Da Vinci, right? And Mark D. My last name is Da Vinci. No, just kidding. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish. Yeah, I wish I was like 1/10 as smart as Da Vinci. But thank you, Mr. Angel. Yep.
yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
that does look
I
nice.
love salmon. I love smoked salmon, any kind of salmon. Oh man, I love salmon, and put on your bagel. Bagel and lox.
Yeah.
New York area, it's a big thing. Do you eat a ton
About
of
a month.
salmon, Jeff, or up there?
Yes. In about a
Yeah.
month, we're going to be dip netting for it.
Oh,
And
nice.
that's always quite
Fresh,
the experience.
fresh
It's
salmon.
very
huh?
fresh. And there's a good chance that you'll either be hit by in the legs by a salmon or a seal because they're
Wow.
chasing the salmon. So
What
kind of a
about
beneficial
polar
thing.
bear? What about a bear? Because Mrs. had those videos of the sites with the cameras on the bears in the water.
Mhm. So we're right along the coast, and the
Yeah.
bears don't come down to the coast. They will stay on the main river, but when you're out there with a net, you can only do that at the mouth of the river.
Oh, that's the rule, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
And there's
Well-
a limit on the catch too. I'm assuming, right?
Yes, indeed. But it is a very high number, so
Mhm. Oh wow!
it is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And do you like freeze it and then have it like the rest of the year, or smoke it, or all
Pretty
of the
much.
above? Or
Yeah.
vacuum. You must have
Many
a
people up
vacuum
here who
sealer.
has,
Yeah.
who have vacuum sealed all of it, and they have a salmon freezer. It's kind of a requirement to be a citizen up here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buddy
Yeah,
likes
'cause
a Buddy likes a plain salmon, and I've seen that before at one of our steakhouses. So, and
Yeah,
hey to
that's
Wade, welcome in,
Hey,
Wade.
Wade.
Good to see you tonight. So, and Mr. Angel said he will not be surprised if your family has roots in Firenze or Florence.
Florence, Firenze, or
Firenze.
Florence. Yep. Yeah. Well, we do have Italian roots, so it wouldn't be a surprise. Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a true droid tycoon. Yep. Thank you,
master.
Wade.
Yeah,
Yeah, my neighbor unfortunately he moved away. I mean, we have great new neighbors too, but he went fishing a couple times in Alaska, and he had the freezer back here filled up with salmon, so he'd throw me a salmon steak. It was just tasted so much better, the stuff from Alaska, than the stuff you get here. I mean, yes, you can get good pieces of salmon here, but it was just maybe knowing it was like straight from, he caught it like right from Alaska, it just tasted better too psychologically, but it was
There is-
wonderful.
There is a
Jeff.
flavor distance up here.
Jeff,
Yeah.
Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
What?
Jeff put 2 more pictures in our group chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that like you're reacting to the corn? This corn looks
No,
good. I'm like, that's not
The
that
corn,
bad, right?
the corn looks good,
That's
but
Mexican
oh my gosh,
corn. Yep.
I know the other ones
No.
are pretty unique, aren't they?
they are very.
I'll go
unique.
check those in a second. Yeah.
Now,
Let's
is
see,
this chocolate?
no, this is artichoke. This is a very healthy
yeah.
vegetable. You ever had steamed artichoke?
Nope. It looks too.
Oh,
funky
it's so
to me.
good.
I'll eat broccoli and a lot of other stuff, but artichokes, I don't know. Just
So what you do with the artichoke, you steam it, a little salt, little, if you want, a little oil, touch of lemon. So we will give it help with the flavor when you I do in the pressure cooker,
Mhm.
and then you each piece you like slide off the you don't eat the outside leaf. You kind of put it in your mouth and you slide off the inside part. If that makes sense. And you
Okay.
have a dip, like make a dip. Mr. Angel hopefully would appreciate this with I do with little olive oil, white wine, and Dijon mustard. And, yep. So you make a dip. You make a dip with that, or like Buddy is saying, with with mayo, or yeah. And Italy artichoke is really famous in Italy. Like the artichoke dishes they have there are wonderful. Yep. Now this is along your line. See, this was tough.
wow.
Tough last week.
That's
I
ice
went off the
cream and
diet.
caramel.
This is peanut butter sauce. I don't mess
Peanut
around
butter
with the caramel.
sauce. I've never. Wow.
Yeah, peanut butter sauce. Yep. Oh, so it's peanut butter ice cream with peanut butter chips and chocolate chips in there, and and peanut sauce, peanut butter
Sashi's
sauce.
back right when we talk food. Yes. Greetings again.
Greetings, Sasha. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Mayo, salt,
Oh,
pepper.
so good.
Okay.
So
All
good.
right.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
when
this is
we-
the, yeah,
we
this
got
is
a
the
few-
ice cream from the Buckeye
Yeah.
State. Yeah.
Yeah. And when we. Oh yeah, Deeple. Here's your Buckeye State. Yep. And when we get that one grilled, and I got a few more to
Yeah.
share, and we'll go ahead. And
Yeah,
wrap
I'll
up.
just go quick. Yeah, I'll go quick. Yeah. So
Yeah,
salt, peanut butter,
nice.
chocolate flecks.
Yeah.
Jenny's, there's my Smucker's peanut butter topping. My wife's like, you bought that. I'm like, I've been good for the last year.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna have
Exactly.
some. Yeah. So I'll just go quick. So yeah. So when we had we bought then we had the Mexican street corn chop kit, and then this was lunch a couple weeks ago at a Mexican restaurant.
Well, it's,
Some shrimps there,
yeah.
like a taco shrimp salad. I went
Let's
healthy.
say
Yeah.
some corn.
Some corn. Yeah. My friend had 3 tacos for lunch. Yep.
Yeah.
They were good. Yep. And that's I guess that's my salad again. Yep. And that was the pizza. That was the Detroit style pizza. Yep. Yeah.
God, that looks good.
It was good. Yeah. Oh, it was so good. It's like a
I'm
thick,
getting
but it's
hungry
not like
again.
deep dish.
I'm getting hungry again. I may have to actually go
Yeah.
to the Waffle House.
Yeah. Do you see the people that are coming for the World Cup and they're like going to Waffle House for the first time, going insane?
Yes,
Nuts?
Bucky's, everything down
Buc-ee's.
south.
I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they can't believe it's like paradise. Like person was like drinking soda, and the woman's like, "Do you want a refill?" He's like, "You can have as many refills as you want." And he's like, "What? What do you mean I can have as many refills as I want?" And he's like, "Just keep drinking them." As there's nice southern hospitality, and like the guy's like, "I'm in paradise. I can drink as much Coke as I want."
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
This is all making me very hungry, and I'm not able to eat a whole lot because my stomach's still messed up.
Oh no.
Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, I've been going
Angel's
through.
updating too, but yeah.
I've been going through my toy collection and categorizing everything, taking a picture of everything and labeling the bins like toy bin box 1, toy box 2.
Yeah.
And this was I had to save my kids were like, "You saved the box of the Star Trek waffles." It's
Yeah.
like,
Your problem?
of course, it's not a good movie, but I did like the Beam Me Up one. Yep.
Yeah.
The waffles have been eaten though. Yeah. So
Yeah.
And then this
sure
is
hope
Fruit
so.
Loops. Look at this, Dad, man. Star Wars Episode 3, Fruit Loops that came with a lightsaber spoon.
Oh, I remember those. We got those when they came out. I don't think we still have them anymore, but I
Yep.
remember when those came out. We got them. So
Those are awesome, right? Yep.
yeah,
Those are Star Wars. And let me see if I can add that picture you just sent. Let me
yeah,
grab
because I
that.
thought of you with this
That was
grill, Mark.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought.
Let me get to
Oh,
my.
Depot is asking if those waffles were good though.
I don't. I mean, as I remember, they were like it was 2009. The middle tasted really funny because it was flat and it was like a with the like that the middle part I remember was like really weird with the food guy. It probably wasn't so healthy. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Oh, while you pull
So,
up that one,
yeah.
Sashi said to Mr. Angel, it's just because I came on Mr. Angel, just having Asian in chat can sometimes fix the tech issues. Mr. Angel
Yeah.
says, Sashi, can I have you on standby? Half the time it's not doing what it's supposed to do because of constant updates. And then we've talked about Windows and Windows 11 and everything else. Depot, yellow number 5. That sounds like a Twinkie, if I remember
Yeah.
Al Powell from Die Hard correctly.
I'm gonna stop sharing this tab, then I'll get
Okay.
that picture up so I can get that
Yeah.
picture up for you.
Yeah, that's okay. That works. While you're doing that, I'm going to go back and share one more of my things that we've got here, and then folks, we're going to wrap up in just a second.
Yeah.
I mean, I told Jeff, well, we might do an hour, and then we might do an hour and a half.
Sorry about that.
No,
Blame
Mark.
Yeah.
This is what happens. We're just,
Yeah.
it kind of happens. It was just like,
It's better when
How
things
that-
go too long because it's enjoyable than too long because just try and fill a time void or something like that.
Yeah.
I know. Just as long as we're doing it natural, like here, staying alive. Well, hey, but
And-
I thought I heard the Bee Gees playing in my herb garden, but it was just the chives talking.
That's good. Is that AI? That looks like AI, but that's
Oh,
a good
it's
use
all
of AI
AI.
there.
Yeah,
That's a good.
Exactly.
That's a fine for me. That's an okay use of AI.
yeah, we love it.
Of course,
We
you could
love
have
it.
gotten a picture of a real squirrel, but
Yeah, I still love all this stuff. I don't care, but it's created. It's for fun. This I thought of Mark today when I saw
that's
it.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
freaking awesome.
Jeff, would you
Let
like
me
one of
zoom in.
these? I'd like it just as something
Oh,
for a
that's
yard
cool.
tool.
That'd be
My
a
God.
pretty classy thing to have. I would want the head to have some sort of utility though, like maybe to help keep stuff warm. Like maybe there's a little bit of heat that comes up through it.
Yeah.
They need some. They need some freaking laser beams.
I agree. You need stuff to shoot out of the cannon in the head. Yeah, Mark, Sashi's asking if the waffles function as a saucer section of a saucer section. Oh, Mr. Angel's all caps. I need that grill in my life.
Just make
All
sure
right.
that your dog doesn't have a leash attached to it and then goes running by it.
Yeah.
Now that is really fun that someone made that from scratch. It looks like a scratch built thing, obviously, but
Yeah.
Really, really well done. Yeah, really awesome. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That would really char Darth Vader, right?
Oh, well, talking about that, we segue a little bit into Mandalorian because, Mark, they did have a different version of that that's early in that movie.
Yeah, it was okay. I
And
thought.
I actually really liked that movie. I thought it was one of the better movies I've seen in a long while. I was entertained the whole time. I thought it was good. But like I said briefly to you, was that because it's like the expanded universe, it's outside of the Disney canon of the Skywalkers. And I could accept it as something different. Honestly, though, in the first 10 minutes, the way that movie started quick and didn't slow up much. But that to me is that should have been the Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, Boba Fett they botched so much, and they had
but the
Timo
way,
Morrison.
but the
was
way that came in,
too young or too old, excuse me, to play that role. And they were calling him the fat Boba Fett, and he didn't have time to get into shape. And not that I'm a very light guy, but it just they should have had a younger actor play Boba Fett.
I just thought that that was the movie. If they did this but used Boba Fett and forget Grogu, this is the movie. It would have been a movie Star Wars fans would have wanted because we didn't get the talkie face show in Mandalorian like we got on the TV shows. This was like sudden action, no, kick butt, no take. I mean, just truly felt like a Mandalorian, not a guy going around the gay a daddy daycare around the galaxy and stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
I wish that Grogu spoke in this movie,
yeah.
like or showed some. He did show some character development when he's trying to, spoilers, saving Mando when
Hmm.
Mando was down. But I wish they'd had him. It's just so ridiculous. You're 50 and you can't
Right.
speak at this point.
Well,
That kind of drives me nuts. Yeah.
well, I think that they tried to fix a lot of stuff because, like, one of the biggest complaints was Pedro Pascal always showing his face. That's not Mandalorian, all this stuff in the TV series. They didn't, except for one scene. Even
Yep.
when Grogu was healing him, the mask did not come off.
Well, you know why?
I
Because Pedro just did the voiceover, so he probably had like 1 or 2 days of shooting for that scene, and then the rest it's John Wayne's either son or grandson, another actor that
yeah
does all the stunt work. The actor who did the swamp creature dude,
yeah
he's one of the Mando stunt doubles. So
man
there's two Mandos. So Pedro's really not acting in this, other than his obviously his
yeah
voice work, but he's not there. Not
yeah
there on set. I'm guessing that's why they credit the other guys, the stunt guys, in
yeah.
the a top billing because
Yeah,
you
you could
know
have filmed it with except for that one scene. he
yeah.
wasn't needed for
But
everything else.
but there's also another sect of Mandalorians that takes their helmets off too.
Yeah,
So these are
yeah.
kind of the fanatical wing, I guess you would say.
It just was interesting, the dichotomy from where it was in TV show to what they did now. It was just such a difference. It was so noticeable.
Yeah.
That's one thing I was left with. But Depot said he wished the AT-AT's head was able to flip and make it a bigger tray to put stuff. Mr. Angel said he'd be humming the march every time he would grilling something.
Right.
Sashi says keep the girl away from snow speeders.
Yeah.
Buddy says I'm Boba Fett. I have no
I
clue,
love
Mark.
that.
What happens to the modified Naboo starfighter? I don't know. They just kind of let it go away.
Yeah, you know what they should have had was like that should have been in tow, or like if they had added like you could take the ship with you, right? Like a RV, right? Because like that would be your, or if they had the warp, unit they could attach to it, like in the prequels where they had, Anakin had that warp unit, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the other ship made no sense. Like it was idiotic that they had that Naboo fighter. I mean, it would make sense to capture one guy or shoot someone down, but not
yeah,
not to have Mando and Grogu going across the galaxy. Where the hell is he going to the bathroom in that thing? I
yeah.
mean,
Exactly.
you kick
All
out of the
those little-
cockpit. It's
Yeah.
like
Where do you the original one the Razor Crest had storage for prisoners. This one, where do you put
yeah.
them? Is there a glove box like on an Impala, like the three body
You tow
trunk?
them from behind. You tow them from behind or
Yeah.
something, right?
Buddy said he liked it well enough, but it's clearly 3 episodes put together. They even had the 2 distinct black screens. They would split them. Yeah, I agree. But I will tell you, we kind of touched on this, Mark, and we don't have time to really develop it here tonight. I believe Star Wars is made for the movie theater, not for episodic television. Whereas Trek is episodic television when it's at its best. It doesn't translate as
Yeah.
much as well to movies. And this movie with the Mandalorian, I really reinforced what I thought with that because I accepted this because guess what? 2 hours, I'm done with it. Not 10 weeks or 8 weeks. I'd prefer to watch it all at once, get the resolution like in a movie, and I think it does better for the universe.
Yeah, I mean, I always wish that Star Trek had done a TV series again because you're right, it can develop those shows better with the character development. And Star Wars is more that epic,
Yeah.
that great confrontation that you get, and and the scope in a movie theater. I love the
Yeah.
motion picture in Wrath of Khan, but after that, like those other 3 movies, as
Con
much
is
as I
meh.
like,
Sorry.
they could have. Don't let me boot you. Oh wait, no, I can't. This is your stream, but
I know my computer may boot me at any
Yeah.
moment. So
but you can develop the show, the stories much better. And Star Wars is more of that epic, space battles and stuff. So yeah, it's
oh man. Yeah.
But yeah, George Lucas was developing a show, a TV show with who was the guy? I'm trying to remember the name of the. He was briefly in Rogue One. The
Oh,
underground. He kind of had the stutter, and he was like a half robot dude. What was the guy's name?
oh,
A moth. Was it a moth or was it? What was the guy's name? But anyway, yeah, they were developing a TV show and then they canceled it and they incorporated all those characters in Rogue One. Someone's gonna help.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Sam's here. Sam, hey y'all, welcome back to America, Sam.
Hello,
You know, I tagged you on Twitter for something about the great Italian wins in the World Cup. Sorry, they haven't made it for like 6 times in a row, by the way. But Sam, welcome back. I hope y'all had lots of fun. Can't wait to hear more about it. And not just Sam, Erica just got in. We're about to wrap up in a few minutes, folks.
Yep.
We missed y'all tonight, but we just got in. Raph took me to Hobby Lobby. We didn't leave until the store closed. Fall has arrived there. Man, I do not want you and my wife to get together when it comes to going to a place like that. My popular book would be even worse than it is right now, and I'd have to find a bench and fall asleep. Saul Guerrero, I think.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Sam. Yep.
Yeah.
You saved me because
Yes. Well,
What's
I'm glad Sam did something because Olive Garden is Italian. She's sending me pictures of egg pizza in Italy. I'm like, why do you put egg on? Anyway, we'll have to have a discussion.
Egg on
about
pizza's
that.
good. Oh, egg on pizza's good. It works if it's done well.
Yeah.
And the basketball game is Knicks are up by 2 with 1 minute left. So if I get distracted,
I can't believe the stupid Knicks might actually win or flip.
They came back. Actually, the other team was up by 15 points at one point here.
Well, I'm going to end this on this note. It's really a cheery positive, and Sam's going to roll her eyes at this and hold her nose or something. Jeff,
50 seconds. Sorry.
I also want to see what you have to do with this. Lay's, here's a new flavor: pepperoni dog fart.
Oh
my!
I'm not buying that
That's
for
a
$1.
weird one. Somehow, I don't think that would be a very good product to buy.
I don't think so either. So,
Oh,
yes.
he missed. The guy missed the shot. Oh my God, he missed the layup.
Oh man,
No,
that's what happens. Yeah,
the Knicks are up by 2. They missed the 3. Sorry, I'm not a huge basketball, pro basketball fan, but for New York, this is it's pretty fun for all my I'm rooting for my friends who love follow the Knicks for 50 plus years, and it'd be pretty cool if they won. Of course, the city hopefully won't get burned down, but
exactly. But he said they had Underworld based on Boba Fett and the Bounty Hunters that also they got canceled, reworked into the Mando series. Yeah. Well, hey, I would like to get on a lot more stuff, but we're going to wrap up now with this because I tell you what, there's Galaxy's Edge has changed. They bring in the original episode, but that's.
So they realized the error of their ways, right?
Well, you had to get a few people out of the company.
I mean, I went to Galaxy's Edge the first time. It was depressing.
It was a dirty Moroccan flea market, which is I didn't want to buy anything. It just was. It did not feel like Star Wars. That's what thing is, especially if you ever went to Star Wars weekends in Orlando, you felt Star Wars there. It didn't feel like anything like that. But we'll have to hit that another time. We do need to get out of here tonight. I got to get up and be with Mom tomorrow morning, so I'm going to try to get some rest tonight. But Mark, Jeff, thank y'all for being here. Mark, real quickly, do you want to say what you got going on or where you?
Well, we've got the Geekery going on tomorrow night, 10:30. Maybe try to do another member stream since everyone's donated so many members. I'm gonna try to. I have almost like 300 members right now, which is unbelievable.
Cool. Wow!
So I might try to do a quick member stream, and my wife has got me cleaning up the house for like summer, spring cleaning. So everyone's coming in next weekend, so I'll try to do it. But
better do it.
She's got the whip out, and the Knicks are up by 3 with. Up by 4 with 20 seconds left.
Congrats!
Which is unbelievable.
New world championship. Mr. Angel says,
well, maybe you never know. 20 seconds.
They're not going to choke on that. Mr. Angel said, "Have a good Sunday. All breakfast time here." Jeff, what about you? What you got going on?
Well, I'm going to be getting back into gear with some of the projects I've been working on. I just got back from Barrow, Alaska, and we'll say it is still freezing cold up there. And do not believe the reports that say that the Arctic is melting. It's not happening. I was walking on the frozen water, and I'm like,
Isn't it June?
it's June. And you know what's really funny? It didn't break up last year.
Well,
You
know
won't
what's
see that in
it?
the news. And
Yeah.
so it didn't break up last year, and it's not broken up yet.
Well, listen.
Which, yeah, could actually be a second year without it. Who knows?
3 years ago, Mrs. and I were in Yellowstone. I just saw this week where they had a ton of snow up in Yellowstone this week, and it's June. I'm like, I'd ask her, "Do you imagine me trying to drive in those mountains in our little Kia?"
Oh, Florida drivers are great
Yeah.
in the snow.
I know, but hey. But so folks, make sure you subscribe to Jeff and to Mark. Thank y'all for being here with us tonight. Thanks for everybody that came through, even if you're late at the end. We appreciate it. And we'll be back here next Saturday night. I plan on having, hopefully, Sports with JT on Tuesday night. Mrs. I don't think we'll be back Wednesday, so probably no Wednesday stream. Thursday is a big, wide open hole right there. And, of course, Jeff and I have got to reschedule our Star Wars talk stream and the death of storytelling. And then, of course, next Saturday night, plan on being here again. Bring a friend, neighbor. Thank you, everybody that's been here. And everybody, have a wonderful night. We will see you later. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Ciao, folks.
Saturday night. Whoa, we get together to stream all night. Whoa, walking down the street, New York, New Jersey, another dog, Florida. Whoa, what a way to
Join the stream.
Saturday night. Scotty beam up, I did the pavement hat, the 70s, 90s street. Oh, join the streaming of a circle of Klingons. Oh, let the stream dictate. We talk about everything that has squirrels and for squirrels' sake,
Gravy and state laws.
just having fun.
We get heated.
So many crimes and a bunch of
Saturday stream with
Dadman and friends. Join the Saturday stream. Squirrel, hello, Mom.
Saturday squirrel fun.
Only way
Join the stream Saturday.
with Dadman. Whoa. Sat night.
Hey,